just didn't catch it with him.
You got me.
Happy memories just come easier on the water.
Yeah. Yeah, it was like right here in front of this tree.
Hey Dustin, is there water or something? You have the trackers where we can see where everybody is, just to get a general idea.
Yeah, I'm trying to close the calls. All right, y'all hear me now? Johnny? Johnny got me. All right. Right now we are live with Austin.
Are you already going out, or we just?
Live, fellas. We're hot.
Live.
How's it going this morning, fellas?
We got us 5 of them already. Might be the fastest Lake Palestine limit I've ever caught in my life. We got one good one, lost one good one, and got 4 runts to go with it. So we've got plenty of time to upgrade.
Honestly, probably gonna fish one little bit, one little piece of this, and then hop on across and try to put a bigger fish in the boat. Took off one early, probably 4.5 or 5, but super early, so doesn't really matter. All right now, can't go back and get him. So.
Oh, your camera's sideways.
Probably.
You're up now. Okay. You're up. All right.
It's been slow. We're just kind of getting around some fish, starting to see them in the piles and such. They're not biting what they have been, which...
I'm still home.
Oh, my bad. Usually it's been first or second cast, you throw in a pile, you're catching a 6-pounder, and it's not been like that so far, but that's why it's an 8-hour tournament, not a 30-minute shootout. So, oh well, just got to get 5 bites. But we're starting to see them now, so... We're working our way down the lake, getting towards our better stuff. We gotta... Oh, if y'all have seen Mr. Whatnot, the $230 Koike, I have the privilege of standing beside him right now, so... So anyway, we just rescuing Koikes, looking at bass, getting rained on. It's a fun day. When you need them, you need them.
Yeah, whenever you need them, man, you got to get them whenever you can get them. I mean, we fished a tournament, and that's what it was like. There for a second, this came out, and it was the freaking hottest bait on the market. And
I lost the last one that I had the day after. I had like 33 pounds on it on Toledo and won that tournament. And I ended up losing it the next day, and I was like, dude, I got to get one. Like I need them now. And the next one that popped up, we got on Whatnot. And let me tell you what, I had to pay for it. But I got it.
All right, good morning, Texas bass fishing fans. I'm sitting next to Justin Cooper, a hammer on a lot of these lakes as well. He's going to help provide some color commentary. And we are in Tyler, Texas, here at the Bass Pro Shop store. This is going to be an amazing event. We've got a lot of people to thank, a lot of great action going to happen this weekend. But, Justin, what are you expecting?
Man, I'm expecting some really big things. We're in East Texas at a prime time of the year, you know, kind of post-spawn deal. And typically these Texas lakes in the post-spawn can produce some really big weights.
Yeah. This lake is known to really kick out some big fish. A recent high school tournament here, these kids, like a month ago, they weighed over 30, I think it's 34 pounds on 5 fish. I think that's a big limit anywhere, but, you know, really want to start this off by thanking everybody here at the Bass Pro Shop store, the Visit Tyler team. There's a lot of activities going to go on this weekend. People are going to want to come by the store, engage with us. We've got the Future Legends tournament going on out at Lake Tyler. A lot of kids, they had a great registration here last night. At the Texas Team Trail, we've got teams that have qualified. Basically, we have 100 boats that are qualifying to fish this event. They've already earned their way here to the Progressive Angler of the Year standings, and we're giving away a lot of prizes. So fans can come out to the Fan Fest. We've got food that's going to be happening. We're going to have giveaways going on. People are going to be engaged. You're going to be out there teaching people about live scope. We've got a lot of things happening.
It's going to be a fun event. If you're in the area, I highly recommend coming and checking it out.
There's going to be a lot going on and a lot of activity. This event is you know, the Texas Team Trail has been around a long time. You had a chance to fish one this year with Will Summers from the Horse Soldier Bourbon, part of the Live Legendary team on Toledo Bend. Y'all made the check, too.
We did. We got 18th place with 23 pounds. Can you imagine?
Toledo's fishing good.
Toledo's fishing as good as it has in the past, you know, 6 or 7 years. But that was an awesome tournament. I got to share the boat with a true American hero, Will Summers, and we just had a great day on Toledo Bend. You know, 23 pounds, anytime you can do that on any lake in the country, it's really fun, and to just get to share the boat with a great guy.
And we'll talk more about Will and the Horse Soldier and the Live Legendary program later on. Right now, we've got 2 cameras live out on the water covering our first and second place teams of the regular season. Evan Howell, Drake Wadsworth, Austin Rhodes, and Hayden Marshall. And they're vying, really, that's the top 2 teams. There's a 10-point difference between first and second. We've got a 3-way tie for third, but they're going to have one of these 2 teams kind of stumble this week. And there's a vote for first place in the Progressive Team of the Year Texas Team Trail race. And that payout, actually, unlike most team tournament trails in the nation, goes really, really deep. The top 25 have a chance, so there's going to be a lot of prizes going on in that as well.
For sure, absolutely. You know, first place in the Team of the Year wins a 20-foot Ranger boat. I mean, loaded out with a Mercury. What better prize for Team of the Year than that right there?
And the winner of this event, they're going to walk away with a fully rigged boat. There's a lot of cash. I mean, the teams are going to pay down to 20 places, I believe. So this is an epic ending to the season as part of the Texas Team Trail. Next year is going to be even bigger. And what we've got coming up is a great weekend of activation, like I said, here at the Tyler Bass Pro Shop store and out on the water by all these youth competitors on Tyler and the Texas Team Trail anglers on Palestine. So let's watch a little fishing now.
Cast away, little buddy. Cast away. A lot of rain.
Rain's been pretty spotty, you know. It starts raining hard enough for you to put a rain jacket on, and then you get hot, take it off. As soon as you take it off, you know, you got to put it right back on. But
it's not going to help.
We've been running brush piles and docks out here, which ideally these are not the right conditions for that. But, I mean, I think that instead of them tucking up in the piles like they have been, they're going to be more so around them. They're still going to be in the same areas, though. It's just going to be figuring out how to get 5 of them to bite.
No, we have live scope. We're good. Yeah, we're good. We got live scope. That's all we need. We're like guaranteed 30 or something. I mean, at least. Yeah, absolutely. No, I don't even know why we brought a rod today, honestly. I mean, as long as you can see them, they're good as caught. Tell you what, I'm about done post-shaying for the day.
Well, right around this corner is that brush pile.
Yeah. If I can see bottom, I don't like it.
Keith Poche likes to fish the dirt. But he catches them. You know, I mean, obviously it's a slow morning. I mean, we haven't caught anything yet, but not really that worried about it because, I mean, we haven't been out here before 8 o'clock or 7:30, 8 o'clock yet practicing. And, I mean, normally we're getting bit around lunch is normally whenever things have really started to pop off for us. So right now, we're technically still, in our minds, we're still fishing for bonus fish right now.
I think there's been a handful of fish we've caught early, but
yeah. Gar?
I have no idea. Which usually brush pile fishing anyway. I catch them later in the day regardless of weather. In my experience. That's that whatever you were fishing yesterday.
Yeah.
Catch them. They're schooling.
Dude, he's going to be as big as my worm if he bites.
You might need to go a cappella on them today.
You want to hit that fish with the glide first? Or worm?
Probably worm. In case there's...
Huh?
So you don't pull her off first?
Yeah.
Dude, there's more roamers today. They still ain't biting though. Eat
I
my
haven't
bait.
seen any big roamers. The only place I've seen big roamers is down there by the dam.
Eat my cricket.
You know what's interesting with the Progressive Team of the Year race right now, when you look at the top 5 teams, Evan, Howe, and Drake, Wadsworth, they're in first with a small lead over second, Rose and Marshall. But there's 2-point difference between each team place that'll be awarded out. And then that 3-way tie for third with some hammers down there. We were looking at the list.
Yes.
There's a lot of things that could happen today if you don't catch them. And we know the team in first right now. Of course, we've got 2 events. We've got the championship boat and we've got the team of the year. And we're really focused on the team of the year right now. But there's a lot of things that could happen.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, and right now, Evan and Drake, they don't have a fish in the boat. Austin, Hayden, sounds like they have a limit already, you know, not a very big limit, but they got something to build on. So a lot of things can happen. Those guys behind them, you know, we don't have a camera with those guys, but I'm sure they are grinding right now and making some things happen. So it's going to be a fun race to see how it plays out, and I look forward to it.
Momentum plays a big role
For sure.
in fishing. and you know, you get a few bites, and you hear them. The guys are talking about random rain has come and gone. How they're targeting fish. Both of them are up shallow, kind of throwing at the bank. I thought we'd see more boat dogs or up in the way up the creeks.
Yeah, for sure. I'm definitely surprised to see, you know, laydowns in the background right there. You know, typically early June in East Texas, these guys are, you would think more off the bank, fishing deeper brush, schools, rock piles, that type of stuff. But you still got guys up on the bank right here, which is pretty cool to see. You know, it's just, and these are young guys too.
Yeah.
You know, so a lot of these young guys, they get a bad rap for wanting to be out there in the middle and scope and, you know, and just stare at their screens and fish deep. And look, we got one of them hung up right here in a lay down. You know, just typical, you know, old school fishing.
That's right. We hadn't seen anybody staring at a screen. Now, they use it much like what I do. I'm looking for objects and targets out in the water, and I love it to help identify stuff, and it's just another tool. But, yeah, these guys are not out shaking a worm in the middle of a creek.
Right. No, they're not. They're not out in the middle. You know, Evan and Drake, it looks like that they're, you know, kind of looking at it right there. We saw that the famous urchin bait.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't figure it'd take long to see one of them on one of those guys' rods. So they're looks like they're out there trying to target some individual structure, some brush, that type deal. We heard them talk a little bit earlier before we went live that they had some brush piles marked where they caught some fish in practice. You know, some bigger 5-6 pound class fish, and they were typically biting first or second cast. But they also mentioned that it was, you know, later, more middle day when they were getting those bites, so that they don't seem worried right now. And that's typical, too, from what I've seen over the years of fishing brush piles, is the brush piles typically get better later in the day. You know, it starts to warm up. Those fish want to start relate to that structure of those brush piles, getting the shade of that brush pile. You know, obviously we're going to have cloud cover today and some rain, and we're not going to have that sunshine. But still, with the as the day goes on, those fish seem to sit on structure better, and more early hours. It seems like those fish roam around a little bit more, you know, and find where they want to be middle of the day.
Yeah, the cloud cover is going to probably be prevalent all day. You can see the thunderstorms that are scheduled on and off. But that's kind of how practice has gone for a lot of these folks. And hopefully the weather will hold off so we can have a great fan fest. We got all those kids coming in from Tyler and the Future Legends event in a little bit. And then we're going to be doing a lot of things around the store. We got a NASCAR out there. We've got opportunities for kids in the bouncy house. And congratulations, you just added to your family recently.
I did. Yes, sir. Thank you very much. We got a little boy, Shepherd Reed, so we're excited to have that addition. I can't wait to get him in a boat and see him catch his first fish.
Be fun times. Be fun times. Well, we know Rose and Marshall have a limit. They've, you know, just pitching around, casting around, and they've got a limit. So let's ease out, come back out on the water and see which one of these guys are going to put the next fish in the boat. And we'll share some more insight, and hopefully everybody will come see us here at the Tyler Bass Pro later today.
They should be getting though. Hot. Got us a limit. I keep throwing off big ones, so
Got 5 in the box, fellas.
man, we got 5 in the box. We have lost 2 good ones. For some reason, they're just not staying pegged, but it's early, so those good ones probably about 3.5 and about a 5. So it would help us out, but really over here at Palestine, if we're weighing in 3.5 pounders, we're cooked. So we gotta pick it up, catch some good ones. Luckily it's early. Hopefully the rain holds off, because it's humid, but it would be very nice if the rain rained on us and then it became humid. No wind today. We need a little bit of wind. I can't believe. Hello. Where does it drop out here? Yeah, you're in like 10 foot.
Austin, tell us about this spot right here.
Yeah, we were kind of late. We were late getting up and around. We got up and then we decided we were going to drive somewhere else this morning, and we went the wrong way for a little while and we got ice. And then we realized, well, hey, we got to hurry up, you know. So we were getting all the camera stuff ready and we were idling out to make our run, and then we seen a bunch of birds and we filled up our limit, you know, faster than we ever have on Palestine. They're little, you know, little fish, but we have one decent one, and the rest of them are pretty small. But we lost two good ones, so might have added a spot for tomorrow. There's a rock right there. That's what I caught that fish off of. Later today, you probably could freaking just drag the end of this thing and like 15 foot and get your freaking arm rope. Oh yeah. You know they lived out there. They'll same this whole thing. I mean, let's just slide it across. You just want it just bump right across? Heck yeah. Bump it across, we'll keep it rolling. Man. Well, you can tell it's Saturday in Texas. There's already people out here fishing just for fun. That's awesome. Ooh, that thing's kind of on my understand. I really can't believe that. You want me to put one of them bomb things in there or no? I wouldn't.
We move it, Miller?
We're just going right here. Yeah, you're good.
We are, but
Are those two up top?
Yeah, pretty sure. You're gonna have to, if they start coming, you're gonna have to watch your hands.
Oh my God.
And happy to have a limit this fast. We never do. I mean, we've said that 4 or 5 times, but we really never catch them this fast here. So we've got one that can maybe stay. We need him to be our small one. It's like a 4 or something. But we just gotta ease around now, see if we can catch some big ones.
It was so perfect that first cast. I have to go get the live bait. Live line a crappie or something.
Well, she don't want a fake crappie. We're sitting here looking at one that I just had come out and chase my bait. She's every bit of 10. I just can't figure out how to get her to bite.
She was sitting at the top of this pile, and now she's kind of got down in it. So may have to come back and.
Yeah, I may have to come back later today and try to catch her. Let me sink this worm right down the gut of it and just shake it. Dude, she don't care. She don't want to swim down. I thought that at first cast she was going to do it on a quickie. Oop, she lit up. Oh, here she comes. Oh. Come on. She ain't going to do it.
Is her swimming out in the middle? No way.
What?
It's not her out in the middle, is it?
I don't think so. I mean, it's still a good one. Well, on to the next. Right, you literally pulled my line to where it didn't hit the rush button.
Mm-hmm. I'll just reel this over so.
Probably need to start moving around.
Boom. You thought you had fish.
We're seeing a lot of different action right now. We just watched Hal and Wadsworth, and they were out looking at some fish in a brush pile, and sounded like a big one kind of showed itself.
Yeah, it did. I think he had a crappie colored glide on, and it followed that fish out, and they were thinking, if I heard them right, 10 plus pounds, and that's a giant. But the good thing, it's sitting on a brush pile, so that fish is going to go right back to that brush pile. I think they made a couple more casts on it. It didn't really react. So what they're going to do right now, they're going to leave and come back to it, later in the day and see if she if they can get her in the boat.
Yeah, that's a game-changing fish. Palestine has some giants in it. A lot of, just like all these East Texas lakes, Texas Parks and Wildlife has done a phenomenal job. And when conditions set up, you're going to see some big fish. And in talking to a lot of the anglers yesterday, the predictions were upper 50 to win this for a 2-day tournament, and that's a lot of fish, which means we're going to see some big ones come weighing.
Yeah, we're definitely going to see some big fish hit the scales later this afternoon. That's just what is great about this great state of Texas. We can grow big bass here,
yeah.
and thanks to everything that Texas Parks and Wildlife does to better these lakes with the Share Lunker program, that they contribute to all these lakes across Texas. It just goes to show what this state has to offer and what these guys are capable of bringing to the scales.
Yeah, it makes it very impressive. We've got some insight where both of our teams are now. Hal and Wadsworth are moving around a little bit. They're fishing kind of mid-lake, and Rose and Marshall are up by the dam. And I know looking back to about 2015 when we had a championship here for the Texas Team Trail at Palestine, the upper part, I mean, the shallow waters, the bug brush, the little creeks, the backwaters played a big role in that tournament. Now, there were fish caught over the lake, but predominantly the coverage of that event on the TV series for the Texas Team Trail showed those guys up in the dirt, you know, fishing. And this is a little different, you know, than what we expected.
You know, the difference between then and now is that forward-facing sonar is one thing, you know, but obviously, like Austin and Hayden here, it really don't seem like they're paying attention to it much. It looks like they're fishing the dam, you know, looking for a good limit. It seems like what they're doing to me. You know,
and they've got 5.
They do. They already have 5, so they're playing a little more conservative. It seems like than Evan and Drake. It seems like they are hunting big ones. They are really trying to go for the win of the tournament because they know if they win this tournament, they're going to win the Team of the Year too. Yeah. So it seems like we got 2 different things going on from our first and second place teams in Team of the Year right now. One's playing a little safe and one's going for the win.
Yeah. And, you know, we're going to see a lot of different teams mixing things up throughout this whole event. And I think when the scales quit spinning today and guys start making their plans for tomorrow, the payout's deep for the regular event, obviously the same for the Team of the Year. But I think with the conditions we're seeing, how this lake sounds like it's setting up, you'll see some flip-flops in the standings. Guys that might catch 20, 22, 25 today may not even catch a limit on day 2. And the teams that only caught 3 or 4 may put a big sack on the end. Yeah. So it's going to be an interesting weekend.
Absolutely.
We're looking for a big bite now. Just, we think the fish are still roaming around, kind of spread out, not set up great. So we're just we're hoping to run into one of them lucky fish, or we're just junk fishing right now. Just doing whatever we feel like, get a big bite at the moment. We don't have anything so dialed in that we're going to do it all day. We're just going to fish whatever comes our way. We're gonna do that.
That's just kind of how this place is too. It's full of giant ones, but it's not full of bass compared to like other East Texas lakes. So you kind of just have to do it all. That's why we've got 47 rods out right now. We'd like to catch them all on one thing, but it's not going to happen. I bet we'll weigh in, you know, all 5 of them on something different. So that's what is cool about Palestine too, is it's anybody's ball game. Daggum turtles. We need to get up here on this flat. That's right, what you want to do. You want to run back there to big fish? Yeah, probably. Think so? We can go anywhere from there, but if we turn it around right there, it's game time. I'm just going to kind of mosey through here, let you crank. Oh, I guess I'll just throw this thing away. Come on. Jerk bridge. Where's she at? Snap. No. Did I get her or no? I don't know. She went straight down and I didn't see her. Saw through. Right there. Mm-hmm. Listen. Come on, baby. I think she's a lot bigger. Or a lot smaller than she looks. Yeah, she doesn't figure the thought, does she? No, that one might be. I won't eat this thing. You gonna get him? I thought you were gonna say it. You know what I'm gonna try next? Big mama. And that was weird because we didn't see that the whole time, you know? Come on off there. Okie dokie then. Oh. I know my calling now. You think they've seen one before? Yeah. This is. I know they have. It's like they're acting some goof. They might bite them anyway. If we get another one that doesn't act right, then pitch that thing up there.
You're more than just a pretty face.
You can go back to us whenever, Kevin.
Ooh.
Definitely seeing a lot of guys starting to think about what they're going to do. This is that time of the morning when you don't have one. You might start scrambling a little bit, but I think these younger anglers, you being included, are they fish a little more comfortable than probably I did back in the day. I'd spin out and which direction do I need to go, and they just seem to be free flowing a lot more today's fishing world.
Yeah, for sure. You know, you're just listening to Evan and Drake. You know, right now they don't have a fish, but they still sound super cool and composed. They're not really worried about the rest of the day yet. They are still sticking to their game plan right now, and they know in their head that they're doing what it's going to take to win, and those guys have the ability to stick with it. Not worried about if they're going to catch one. It's when they're going to catch one.
That's right.
And that's a big mentality deal in this sport that we play. Is it's all between our ears a lot of times. You can't get in your head, because when you start getting in your head and you start thinking about other things, that's when you're going to miss the bite that you're going to get. So you got to be totally focused and focus on that next bite and not the one that you lost or the one that didn't bite. So you just got to stick to your game plan. If you know it's going to work, continue with it, and hopefully it works out for these guys.
Yeah, Strategy is a big part in this. Being confident is a big part of it. And it's going to be a lot of fun. And speaking of fun, everybody that's in this Tyler, Texas area, come to the Bass Pro Shop store this afternoon. We're going to have food trucks. We're going to have all kind of activities. You're going to see all of these guys that have qualified for this very prestigious championship come across the scales, talk fishing. You can come inside the store and go shopping. There's going to be all kind of fun things to do. You're going to be talking spy pole with the Garmin guys out there. They've got a booth. That's a very cool new product that's recently come out. How has been your experience so far with that?
Man, I've really enjoyed that spy pole. You know, I got it right after our Ivy tournament, and I've got to, you know, utilize it for a couple of our Bass Pro Tour tournaments. And really, the past couple weeks, I've really been using that thing on Toledo Bend, fishing deeper, fishing brush piles, schools of fish, that type deal. And with that spy lock technology that pole has, it is awesome to be able to stay spot locked with my Garmin force trolling motor and stay locked on that object with that spy pole. I'm able to make the cast over to that object, still be able to see it on my screen, but stay spot locked into the wind. You know, that was the other thing, you know, in the past is when you're spot locked on an offshore school or brush pile, you got to be directly downwind of that object to be able to see it on your live scope. And now with that spy pole, it can be over here to my left or right or even behind me, you know, wherever. And I can still look at that object and still spot locked into the wind. So it's been a great tool.
And, you know, from a multi-species experience with the Garmin Spy Pole, what I like is it's got a gesture remote for crappie fishermen. Yeah. You can move around the boat and use it. It helps for old guys like me that don't have good balance anymore. We're about to fall out of the boat running our trolling motor. Now I can just, like I said, spot lock and see everything. It really is a great tool. Another thing to help people catch more fish. And at the end of the day, that's what this is about. It's about having a good time catching more fish. So you're going to be out there talking about it. I'll be out there talking about it. We've got some Garmin reps going to be there visiting with you. And we've got a lot of great things that are going to be happening from a lot of people involved in this. You got to thank Bass Pro and Cabela's. They've been supporting the Texas Team Trail and the anglers in Texas for a long time. Progressive with the Team of the Year program. You've got Mercury, you've got AFCO, you've got Garmin that we were talking about before, Beatdown Outdoors, Rapala, XPS. We're going to talk about XPS baits here in a little bit to help people. But right now we got Hal and Wadsworth that
hooked up.
They're either hooked up or they're hung.
No, we got one here. Probably not the size they were looking for, but it's their first fish in the boat.
Yeah, it feels good when you get one.
For sure.
It feels good when you get 1 and 5. 1 and 5 are the two hardest ones.
You're exactly right.
Yeah, we know they've been targeting some bigger fish, which is against this lineup of anglers. You know, you start to go down this list, Bonds and Schroeder, I mean, that's a hammer team.
No doubt.
We've got a young team of Baton and Fonte. They're A&M anglers. We've seen them at Ray Roberts having a lot of good time. They're also tied for third. Meyer and Matsubu. I mean, those are two hammers from over around Toledo Bend.
Yes.
Shit, it's only 7:45 and we got a fish, so we're still looking for 5 bites. That one, I hope we don't have to take that one to weigh in, but it's something. At least we got a bite, and they may start to act a little different. We just, about 15 minutes ago, we threw in one of our piles and had one she was probably about 9 or 10, come out and follow his koiki. So if, it might get a little better here soon. It does. I mean, regardless of winning the championship, that one fish is gonna help us and maintain a little bit of points. From what we've heard on this lake, it's 5 bites is kind of hard to come by, but usually they're better. There is a lot of 2-pounders in this lake though, so we're still looking for a 5. We'll get them. It's just gotta get around 5 bitey fish.
Those out there at 80 don't look like brunts. Oh yeah, you're gonna get that one.
That carp?
Yes, sir. Hey, tell you like I told Hut, until it turns up on it, you don't name them that.
I'm gonna go ahead and name those.
As we just said a little bit before, we're going to talk to you about some of the baits that you might see some of the guys using out here this week. Bass Pro Shops, XPS brand, very diverse, a lot of different baits. Show me what you think that is going to be key this week.
You know, so one thing is a football jig.
Yeah.
You know, that right there in the summertime in the South is probably one of the number one fish catching and big fish catching baits, you know, that I grew up throwing and we still throw today. You know, it's a great bait that you can throw offshore, in brush piles, around docks, rocks, in school. Like, it's such a versatile bait that you can throw it anywhere, and it gets a lot of big bites. You know, and obviously I like to pair mine with a crawdadgy crawl. You know, this is a great bait. It has different sections in it. So you can take off a section if you want to shorten it when you put it on this jig as a trailer, or you can leave it a full size and you know, make it a bigger profile, looking for that bigger bite. So that's one thing that you better have tied on. Another one that is new to the XPS lineup is the grass kicker. So this is a swim worm style worm. Has a paddle on the back here, and this is a super versatile worm. This is a worm that I have tied on from January all the way through December and every month in between. And this is something that you could throw shallow, you know, around grass. Obviously, with the name grass kicker, it's a great worm to swim around grass. But, you know, with a lake like this, it's something that you can rig, Texas rig with a lightweight, throw it around docks, throw it in brush, you know, just swimming around laydowns, that type of deal, and it's going to get a lot of bites. You know, this is something that when I'm looking for, you know, just a bite on the lake, not necessarily a big one, this is a bait that I'm going to tie on right here because it's going to get a lot of bites and catch a lot of fish and even catch some really good ones. And obviously, you got to have the XPS Rockin' Shad. You know, this is a bait right here that is taking the market by storm, and typically this time of year, I like the bigger sizes, the 5-inch, the 6.5-inch, because these fish in the post spawn in the summertime months, I feel like they're looking for bigger bites, you know, or bigger forage, and that's what they're feeding on. You know, more typically in the pre-spawn, I like to throw the smaller Rockin' Shad, the 3.5-inch, the 4-inch, because those fish are really keying in on that threadfin shad. Yeah. But this time of year, I feel like these fish are sitting on individual structures like brush piles, docks, stumps, and they're looking for bigger baits or bigger prey to target. Typically, you know, crappie, brim, you know, big gizzard shad. So that's why I like to opt for the bigger Rockin' Shad this time of year. Is I feel like those fish are really keying in on bigger prey.
And we're seeing some of that. I mean, a big 10-inch style worm has been in everybody's arsenal in East Texas for a long time. I heard you mention redbug before.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's a Toledo Bend standard, no doubt, for decades when you'd come over there. And all of the East Texas lakes, it's, you know, all of those are going to play a big role. And it's all going to be available here at the store today. So people can come by, ask questions. If they want to learn how to rig any of that, there's going to be a lot of good people here to help go through all of those different assets and how to catch them. And we're going to see a lot more fish caught. You know, really been a little slower on live this morning than what I thought it would be from our teams out on the water based on the comments last night at the dinner. We had a big dinner here, a kind of a banquet, gave away a lot of things, gave away power poles, guide wire, Garmin gear, and fed everybody. And it's a great time for camaraderie, and talked to all the guys, and the weight predictions and the fish catchings were real high. So it's going to be interesting. Are we going to see our top two teams fall down and change a lot of our standings? I don't know.
He would be searcher spike back.
He'd be busting too.
One thing that talking to some of the anglers yesterday was they were worried that the lake was going to fish small. It's around a 25,000 acre lake, with 100 teams on it. Mm-hmm. So, there's only so many places to fish. And obviously right here, boat to boat with Evan and them, you're seeing another competitor. And we've already seen that a few times while we've been watching live. So, definitely going to be find fresh water there, and that's water that hasn't been already hit as the days go on is going to be more difficult. So it's going to be learning to adapt and throw different baits that potentially that your competitors aren't throwing, and just being in the right place at the right time is what it's going to boil down to.
I think not getting too worried that boat dock has already been hit is going to be a key, because it might be the 5th, might be the 10th, might be the 25th guy that goes by that hits the time the sun comes out. You get an old big and slide under that dock, and you skip a koiki or something under there, shake it in front of him, that line jumps, and somebody's going to make a big move up the leaderboard because of that. And you're going to hear the other teams are going to hear the screams. Like I said, it is fishing a little smaller than I think everybody expected because how the fish are setting up.
For sure. Yeah, I've been on both ends of that. And when you pull up to a boat dock and you don't get a bite, you keep going down the bank, and here comes a boat in behind you. Next thing you know, you look back and they're hooked up, and you're like, but I've been that guy that's come in behind somebody before, and caught a 5-pounder. So you just never know, because especially with a dock or different laydowns or grass, you're never really going to make the same exact cast that the guy did before you. Yeah. And that's one thing that I love to, teach and preach to high school anglers is don't get in your head about, like you said, coming in behind somebody and worried about, am I the 10th guy that's hit this dock? Because you're not going to make the same exact cast, and you never know when that big one just pulled in there, 5 minutes before, whatever the case may be, and you're going to be throwing something different, for the most part. May be the same jig, but it may be a different color. And
line size could be different.
Sure. Absolutely. So you can never be worried about fishing used water.
Yeah, and just how the fish change and react and do different. I mean, we think we know, but if anything that we've learned from live scope in the last few years is how dumb we really were, that what we thought fish were doing isn't even what they were doing. Yeah. And I talk about that a lot when I do it, but Kevin and I, who's running all the live with Eric right now, he and I were filming tournaments for 30 years, and we've seen so many times where it's the 5th, 6th, 9th guy that go by a bank and they get the bite. What changed? Who knows? But, I just fish the way you want to fish. Have fun and set the hook when you get a tap.
That's right. Just have confidence. Like you said, right. Confidence is key when it comes to this sport.
Big deal. Oh, got it hooked up. I think that's their second keeper.
Yeah, looks like. Oh, there we go. There's the urchin bait.
Yeah. I don't think he's got to bump that one. I think that one's...
Is it 14 inches here?
Yes. Yeah.
There we go. There's number 2. Oh, whoa.
Oh, we're about to see a blooper that you were about to go viral. I don't think you're weighing that one in anyway, so it might have been a million view fish.
Right. Yeah, he wasn't too worried if it would have flopped in.
Well, there was a lot bigger one with her, and this one got to it before the other one. But number 2.
He should have shook that one off then.
Yeah.
Let the big one bite it.
He about shook it right out of the back of the boat.
Oh, we're still comfortable. I feel like, as the day goes on, it's only going to get better.
There's that confidence we were just talking about. You just heard him make the comment that it's going to get better as the day goes on. So that's something that you want to hear from a team like this that is leading team of the year. They're not worried at all. These are bonus fish right here, and they fully anticipate not bringing that fish to the weigh-in.
Yeah, I think earlier in live before we actually went live, we were listening to them talking, and they weren't even getting out of bed till like 8 o'clock or something and going fishing. So yeah, they don't even know how the fish are setting up this early. They've still been sleeping, eating breakfast. Nothing wrong with that.
Nah.
Fish and do it at your own pace.
That's it.
No.
No, still holding out. Definitely still holding out.
That's the good thing about what we have going is we don't have one place that we're catching them on. It's kind of just have a few different. It's the same thing, just all across the lake. And you pull up, and you're either gonna catch a good one or you're not. And I mean, one spot's kind of been just as good as the next. So you just run through as many as you can and find one bitey one. Yeah, I think so. There's one of them. Let's see. Oh God. Is he on that ladder?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I'm gonna have to get behind.
You gotta get that little gap.
Yeah.
Just like that, if you don't hang it.
Yeah, I'm gonna get hung. I'm just gonna reel it in.
You scared her. There was just like probably 7 or 8 pounder sitting on that ladder. So the hardest part is trying to figure out how to make a cast to them that you won't get hung on, you know? It's, is that her on the bottom? Yeah.
Tell me how, just because you can see them doesn't mean they're going to jump in the boat.
No, not by any means. They're still very, very smart.
Well, and they're getting smarter. I mean, I agree. Live scope has. I mean, I don't really want to get in the whole deal. It's annoying, but I mean, live scope has affected how fish act and where they set up, and is that not her? But no, they do not just jump in the boat. They've gotten a lot smarter. They've seen a whole lot more stuff. I mean,
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Eat it.
That's a big one. Hang on.
She's not like a giant, but
She's
probably
5
5
pounder.
or 6 pounder. Came out of nowhere.
Dude, she came out so hot too.
Yeah, there's another perfect example of they don't always bite. But you just got to hit them. You got to hit them where it looks right on the first cast. Your first cast is 9 times out of 10 the only one that matters.
How many fish have you had cases today?
I have no idea. A lot. Well,
I mean, we've already had 20, close to 20, maybe a little over 20 pounds follow our bait, but that's just part of the game.
right.
Let's check in with the team of Rose and Marshall real quick on the water.
Backside it up.
Looks like one that's on the back side. Okay. He doesn't look great big, but he could have spawned into a big one.
Be our smallest one today. Will be all right for tomorrow.
Okay, for real this time. How's it going, fellas?
It's
It's going pretty good. I mean, we've got 5. We got 5 for what? What do we got in there? 12 pounds?
Yeah, we got 11 or 12 pounds.
11 or 12 pounds. Not great. Shook off a couple good ones. We're gonna get them. We're big in now. And we've got to start, which is early here. Normally we don't get a limit until 11 or 12 at best. Normally takes a little while. So we're looking for Moby now.
We're very happy that it's not raining right now.
Yeah, thanks.
So that's a highlight of our day.
You see a blue sky up there. That's kind of crazy. We figured we'd be wet all day today.
Oh my gosh. Hearing all that gnarly rock right there.
Oh my goodness, that was a big one.
They just missed one.
They've had a lot of fish kind of shoot out. You hear them talk about, and not take it.
Yeah, not really committing yet. And they made that comment earlier that more towards the middle part of the day, they were biting first or second cast. So it could just be an early morning type deal right now. They're just not quite acting right. Or, they could already start to get to the pressure starting to get to them already. Not a very big lake, 100 guys, and they had 2 days of practice. So it can get to a lake of this size pretty quickly.
But shaking them off in practice around these docks. And, I heard a lot of guys say, I caught a 6, I caught an 8, and I'm thinking in the back of my head, well, you should have shook that one off.
Yeah.
And, because those fish are going to be important as this tournament goes on. And we've heard both teams talk about the weather, talk about the rain. Just looking at my radar right here, out to the west of Tyler, some pretty good rain. Showed it to you, and I think we're going to get the edge of it, but I think some of these guys wanted more of a sunshine, probably move those fish into those docks, might move them closer to cover. I mean, I think it's all theory. For sure. I believe one thing one day and the other next based on how they bite.
Where's the cord? On his stomach.
You just gotta let the fish tell you what they want because it is a day-to-day deal, especially this time of year. Fish are always on the move, and this post spawn they're freshly off the spawn, so they want to figure out where they want to be in these summertime months. So you might find some under docks today, and tomorrow they're gone. Finding something better.
I think that was a lot of my mistakes that I made years ago when I fished a lot of tournaments, and even still today when I'm filming shows. I get too wrapped up, too hung up pushing one thing. And I love how one thing I've noticed about the college anglers and the high school anglers and these young pros, they just fish. They have a lot more relaxed atmosphere. They just grab whatever rod, and they don't let things bother them. And that's an awesome thing to do, to really be out and enjoy it.
Absolutely.
And we're seeing two different things right now, one up by the dam, one mid-lake fishing around docks.
Yeah, so it seems like there's definitely a lot of different things going on right now on Lake Palestine. It's not just a one-trick pony right now. Guys are trying to figure out what that bite is going to be best, throughout the day. You would think, like you said, if these guys had sun, these docks would be a little bit better. In right here at the dam with Austin and Hayden, they got a little 1-2 punch right now. One of them's throwing at the dam, just kind of blind fishing, and the other one's on the trolling motor, looking, trying to target individual fish that may be swimming up and down that dam, trying to figure out where they want to be. So it's cool to see different things going on, and going to figure out which one might be victorious at the end of this thing.
Yeah. And we'll be live tomorrow. We'll be with the teams that are in first and second in the regular overall standing. We've got trackers out, so we'll be able to move around to different boats as these go on and get updates throughout the entire coverage. I still think we're going to see action up the lake, guys that are shallow doing different things. Too many of the old school guys, are in this field that like to skip those frogs and get in the buckbrush and do some of that. And I was looking back at some of the history on this lake, and in 2015 Rob and Mike Burns won this event over here. And, they really went out. They literally got 60 years of experience. Those are legendary guys in the North Texas area that have fished a lot. But they only weighed in 41 pounds. And you hear the guys today talking about it's probably going to take upper 50s to win this event. So this lake is definitely still kicking out a lot of fish.
Absolutely.
Going behind the dock now.
There we go. Get where people, aren't typically going, so like we were talking about earlier, you may be the fifth or sixth person that has hit that dock, but if you get in behind it, where those other guys haven't hit and, hit that certain dock pile that those guys haven't hit yet, that could be where that 5-pounder's sitting. So they're definitely not trolling motor on 10, freaking out right now just because they only have 2 fish. They feel like they're in a productive area and they're going to dissect it and find those bigger fish.
I mean, I like how they're presenting it. You got one guy just kind of blind, flipping along. They're sharing insight on what they're seeing. One guy's throwing the koiki under there. The koiki's become big, and that's just kind of the term. Everybody's got a different name for their bait. That's the one that we've kind of adopted.
Yeah, that's the original one that kind of took the fishing industry by storm is that koiki. And now every time you get on social media, there's another bait company that's producing one. But that's definitely the original one, and we're learning with that bait. It's a fresh thing here in the States. Obviously, they're in Japan. They've been throwing it for a little while. They've been keeping it a secret. But now that it is taking our country by storm, our fishing industry by storm, it's a learning tool, or we're continuing to learn about that bait, myself included. And, I've really, over the past couple weeks, learned more in the past couple weeks with that bait than I have in the previous 3 or 4 months previously. So it has a lot of power. Mm-hmm. It has a lot of draw power. The draw power is similar to a glide bait that I've noticed, but in working with it, it's similar to a Cinco.
Yes. Yeah. Yep. And I'm excited to throw it more because I like to throw lightweights, the old Nico rig, the Seco rig. Mm-hmm. But what I found interesting, and you might already know this, but a very trusted fishing industry, very knowledgeable guy said that bait had been around for 20 years in Japan. Wow. And when this rise happened, they brought a lot of that old stock over there, and we've all gone crazy about it. And of course there's a lot of bait companies building them around, but that just shows you that when you see a trend and fish haven't seen it, I mean, it's basically a ball of moss. It doesn't look like anything that I think swims, but the fish are eating it.
They are, and we've tried to make that correlation. Does it look like a little ball of fry, or does it, I've also seen, when bass are fry, we hooked up.
Yeah, we are hooked up.
What jerkbait fish.
Yeah.
That's something else this time of year. Those shallower fish on shallower brush or stumps or structure. A jerkbait
is about 8 pounds smaller than the one that just foul hooked me. She's just out there in the bait, just kind of hanging out.
We've heard several times. That's half a dozen times. The big one didn't get it. The little one got it. And, that's been going on for decades, and we just didn't know.
Didn't know it. That's right.
Know it.
I mean, that's typical too. When you get in a group of fish, those smaller ones are a lot more aggressive, than those bigger lethargic fish. So that's the problem that you run into when you're fishing a school of fish or a structure that has multiple fish. It's hard to get that big fish to bite first cast versus that 2-pounder.
They're culling. So they said they had a little over 12 pounds before, and that's not a big upgrade, but it is an upgrade.
That's right.
Every upgrade is points at the end of the day, to change this progressive team of the year standings. So you got to get 5.
That's right. Yeah, you can't leave any meat on the bone, as you could call it. So. That the other teams that may not have a limit right now. A limit is important.
And I bet somebody's got 3 for 20 on this lake
right.
right now. There's somebody that found a magical stretch, got the right dock, the right brush pile, and we're going to see it here at the weigh-in. And you can keep up with more of the action on the team trail on our website, TexasTeamTrail.com. You'll be able to see schedules, past results, the standings for our progressive team of the year, as well as a lot of stories. It won't be long that we will be announcing our upcoming schedule. And a little birdie told me a lake that you won on this year might be on that schedule.
It could be. I did hear about that. So I'm be looking forward to that. I may have to make the drive down there for good time's sake.
All these lakes in Texas are pretty special, and this trail has been very fortunate to visit a lot of them. Right now, a lot of our southwest lakes in the Texas area are dry. Falcon, Amstead, Choke Canyon, lakes that were regulars on this trail years ago, we can't fish, and so it's probably going to see a lot of northern lakes and a lot of East Texas lakes again in the rotation. And it's always great to talk to the anglers and hear their feedback where they think that we need to go, and they all want to go to their home lake.
That's right. Yeah, that's the typical fisherman in us. We want that home field advantage.
I agree.
Fishing the first one at the season at Toledo Bend.
And you don't win a lot of times at home.
No, you don't. That home lake can really be a double-edged sword. It's going to go really, really good, or it's going to go really, really bad. Here we go.
Got a good one on.
Oh yeah.
This is our team of the year leaders, and they have been confident the whole time they were going to get a bite like this.
There we go. That's a good fish. That's one they want to bring away in there.
Yes. I love their demeanor, just how calm they are.
Yep. They almost seem like seasoned vets, like they've done this for years and years.
Well, I think in today's world, seasoned vets has changed, because high school fishing, these guys are going out and picking up experience at 15. We've got both teams. We got another team.
Yeah, they got the net out too. Uh-oh. Little catastrophe.
We got a
catastrophe. Oh, that looked like a big one. Oh, man.
That's a giant.
On a dribble. Wow.
We got a cluster going on.
Cluster. Woo, good job, bud.
That one's going to the way.
That one's definitely going away.
There we go. Look at her. She come off in that net. See?
Wow. That's a giant.
She's going to be real close to the 10-pounder. Barney!
Tell me about that fight,
Man, so I lost this fish earlier. I mean, she come up and foul hooked me. And I wasn't going to turn around, but luckily Austin, he's like, dude, you need to turn around and go back to that fish. Yeah, she's right over 9. 920.
9-pounder.
We got 19 pounds. Here we go. That's a, gosh dang it. That's a gosh dang giant right there. Big old Palestine bass.
Look how well built that fish is.
Yes.
Belly on her.
We'll see that fish weigh in right here at the Tyler, Texas Bass Pro Shop store here in a little bit.
Y'all need to come in and see that fish, because that is a beautiful Lake Palestine specimen right there.
Give me just a second. Yeah. I've got a few.
Saying they got about 19
no,
pounds
I mean,
now
I've got
with that
like
giant,
enough for 5 big ones.
They got a lot of room to upgrade.
Yes. Yes, they do. That gets your emotions going in the right way.
Yeah.
And the momentum. It was interesting. He talked about missing that fish earlier and them going back to it. His partner said, hey, you need to talk about going back to it. And we had just seen the team of Howe and Wadsworth put a good one, a 4 or 5 pounder in.
Yeah.
Looked up, talking about it, and they were hooked up and well over 9 pounds. That's what we expected to see.
Absolutely, and I think we're going to see more of it. Maybe back-to-back catches like that. Maybe the bite's about to pick up. These bigger fish are going to start biting. So I'm looking forward to see what these guys continue to do.
Yeah. I mean, neither one of them said they'd been practicing before 8 o'clock. Maybe I've been doing it wrong my entire life. I need to sleep in. I need to go eat a donut, get a taco, and then get on the water. That's hard to do.
I can't do that.
Oh, wow. I mean, when you see both of them weighing big fish like we are here, Hal and Wadsworth. Well,
is this another one that Evan and Drake caught?
I don't think, because it's the same dock.
Maybe we can get confirmation if that was the same one or a different one. I think that may be a different fish.
It looks bigger.
It looks bigger to me.
It looks bigger.
It looked a little bit thicker.
Yeah. It's fine. I know one thing. I see a pile of Shipley donuts, probably some kolaches over there. I mean, we got room. So Keegan just took care of us. He's been out taking care of the kids at the Future Legends event out on Tyler that we're going to weigh in starting a little earlier today. We got little bitty kids all the way to some kids that drove from San Antonio, Bernie, to come up here and fish that are, awesome. Seniors. That's a neat event. And Lauren and him have been kind of shepherding that around. I'm anxious to see those kids.
It's a great thing that Texas Team Trail and Bass Pro Shops do. They really take care of the youth and want to see the youth involved, doing the most that they can to see that, and that's the future of our sport. So one day one of those kids will probably be taking my money. Hooked up again here. They're starting to bite now.
They're starting to bite, and that's what both the teams said.
It's like they lost him. I don't think it was a very big one. They weren't going for the net, but still, it seems like these fish are starting to bite. And before we broke to Austin and Hayden there with their giant, the one that Evan and Drake had, that it bit the koiki and it was down its throat. And it's in the little bit of history that I have with and fish catches that I have. When you hook one on that thing, it is down their gullet. They really, really eat that bait very well. So it has a lot of power. And then Austin and Hayden catching one on that jerk bait.
Well, it was interesting. I talked to a lot of my longtime friends that are fishing this event, and they were all out buying the koiki. And it wasn't necessarily to go look at live sonar. It was to fish it around docks, to fish it around stumps, fish it around different things. And the more I learn about it, I can't wait to get out and throw that bait just because it's pretty unique.
It is fun. And I think we're still learning, the best way to rig it. Treble hook or a straight shank flipping hook or a big wacky worm hook. I don't know if we've really figured out the best way to rig it yet. So I've played around with some different things. Right now I'm kind of on the treble hook game, but I've got friends that are on the flipping hook game. So it's just playing around and figure out what works best with you, having confidence in it.
That's a neat thing when you go to the store and you go to places like this and you put a lot of fishermen together, the camaraderie and the sharing of tips and tactics. Right. And now there's some secrets. I'm not going to give everything.
You can't give everything out.
But you can go into the aisles here and you can find you or me or guys like that and all the different people that work at the store, and they're gonna share insight on how to do that.
Absolutely.
And that's what we're gonna do at the weigh-in here at the store today. Looking forward to seeing everybody that can come out today and again tomorrow. And if you can't come out, we're going to be streaming again, different teams covering some ground, and hopefully we'll see some more 9-pounders.
I bet we do. I bet we see one over
This
10.
lake's got them.
If we've already seen a
Yeah.
9-pounder, I bet there's a
Yeah.
good chance that a
Yeah.
10-plus pounder is going to be big bass after today.
This lake's got them. This is fun. Fun to see.
What I'm on a single shot. I'm on a single shot.
How about some of them Shipley donuts over there, boys?
Oh my God, please be a biting aroma. Not huge, but. Are they even bass? I don't think they're bass.
Let's go fish the brush piles.
They're right here.
Hmm?
They're right here.
Yeah, I know.
Oh. Hit that one. What are you throwing? Hit that one right here. Maybe. Oh, she's gone now.
I was throwing at that little group of stuff down there. See if there was some bass loaded up.
There's a giant. Oh. Oh, she kind of chased it. She followed it out.
Let me hit her with this worm. I missed, didn't I?
No, yeah.
Yeah, I did not hit it.
Missed it too. They're right away. That's a good one. Whatever it is. Oh, yeah. Barely missed.
I'm still yet to hit that brush pile. I think throw a crankbait through.
There was a couple brush piles, wasn't there?
Mm-hmm. Throw your crankbait right there across that. A little rough patch. Right there.
Oh, I missed. There ain't no way we don't catch a fish out of that. Like, no
Oh,
way.
there he goes. Follow me down. Seen that?
Mm-hmm.
You got me.
Yeah.
I didn't even hit the damn pile.
Miss.
Dude, I can't hit nothing.
We got 3 in the box. We got 2 rats and a good one. I think she's right under 5. No, we're doing all right. We kind of wanted 1 or 2. We might be a little behind schedule, but that can change in one cast. So it's no big deal. We're kind of getting more towards our good, or what we feel like is our better stuff. Shit, not bad. I just out here cranking. So we're just hot piles and docks till you find some good ones. There was about 5 or 6 docks behind us. There was quite a few big ones on them. So might have to come back and try them again later, or I don't know. But we're not too worried. I mean, it'll either happen or it won't. So no need to stress about it. We didn't see nothing down these docks, did we? I don't remember.
Yeah, but at the same time, none of those other docks were loaded like they were now.
Yeah, I don't want to spend. We've been, 3 hours on one stretch. I mean, we can always come back to them. We're just gonna run right around the corner.
Some more brush piles.
A lot of jumping around today. Am I tripping? Leave it out.
My bad. Good.
Is that the rock pile? I don't remember. It's either a brush pile or a rock pile.
Pretty sure that's the rock pile.
Wait, we've only been fishing for 2 hours and 15 minutes, so.
Dude, I'm not that worried about it. We're gonna catch them. Yeah, this is that rock pile.
I mean, I hooked a good. Oh yeah, I hooked a good one here yesterday.
It looks like they're stacked up.
Yeah, it does.
Looks like they're stacked up.
What species is it? No. But if it's bass, they are loaded.
Oh my God. He was swimming straight at me with it. I didn't really know what the heck to do. I couldn't tell. I was sitting there, I was like, do I have a fish? I can't tell.
Don't have rain gear.
What's up, dude?
I may have just threw out in the abyss. Out there with the strappers.
Man, they just not having it.
Nope. Yeah, we troll. It ain't too far. Remember, there's that lay down and a brush pile. Just gotta get right around here. And honestly, there might be some roamers up on this little flat.
Where's the group of brush piles that we marked that we never threw at? Wasn't that right over there?
Way to hook over there. That's why I kind of want to.
Ooh, looky there. That's a good sign.
Well, but it's about to come a flood for about an hour. Come on, bro. Why is everybody on everything? We'll try to hit some roamers while we're going. How about that? I mean, what do you think? I mean, I don't really see the point in sitting still somewhere.
Yep. No, I agree. I think that they're either going to bite or they're not. For sure. Pretty sure that we saw a good one on this dock. Or was this the deep one?
Hit that pile from this side. See it?
Mm-hmm. Rip it.
Oh, it's under that boat.
Well, we want to welcome everybody back to the Tyler Pro Shops Bass Pro Shops Texas Team Trail event presented by Progressive. We're seeing some big ones. Not only have we seen them on the video, we're getting some photos from some of our steel teams out there and the social media teams. You can follow along on a lot of the action. I know some of you are watching on Facebook. We're also streaming on the Texas Team Trail website. You can go to the YouTube page. This is a broadening of the media world that we're seeing in bass fishing right now. And but with that comes some technical challenges. One of our team's camera is down right now, but we've got one of them still up and streaming, and they are starting to catch them.
They are, yeah. They seemed like the fish have really started to bite. Possible word that they may have caught another big one that we hadn't got to see. So we'd love to get confirmation on that. But like you said, photos are starting to roll in right now, and they are starting to bite on Lake Palestine. That weather's moving in a little bit closer, and typically when weather's starting to move in, right before that storm start to hit, is those fish start really biting. There's a good fish right there from the team that we didn't get to see. That's it was probably a 6-pounder there to add to their 9-pounder.
They're definitely the team of Rose and Marshall are climbing their leaderboard.
They are.
Not only there, but on the Progressive Team of the Year standings. They came in only a few points behind Howe and Wadsworth, and we don't know what the third place teams where the 3-way tie is at right now, but they've got to make up a lot of room. And every ounce that Rose and Marshall, Howe and Wadsworth put in their live well makes it a lot harder for those teams that are in third to be able to move into that top 2 spaces, compete for that. But our Team of the Year program plays up to 25 places, and that's awesome. A huge payout.
It really is. I mean, one of the best payouts in any team trail, tournament trail across the country. So, if you're interested in being a part of this Texas Team Trail tournaments next year, definitely go to the website. It's super easy to navigate through. And like we were talking about earlier, the schedule will be out soon, and you'll be able to register, through the website. So definitely get out here, fish the Texas Team Trail tournament trail, and get out here on these awesome Texas lakes and have the opportunity to catch some giants and win some money, and maybe even win a boat. Every winner of each tournament wins a fully rigged Ranger or Nitro, which is an awesome prize pack. And like these guys right now are battling for a boat for Team of the Year. And the team that wins this tournament individually is going to win a boat also. Yeah. So I don't think there's another team trail out there in the country that offers that to win that many boats.
Nah, at least like Cal and Wadsworth are hooked up with a small one. That's not gonna help them at all. But yeah, the payout on this trail is amazing. The contingency and bonus prizes are top notch for them. If you're an owner of a Ranger, Nitro, Triton, Garmin, Power Pole, there's a lot of programs out there that help benefit the loyalty to their owners group, whether it's upgrades or extra cash. And hey, we all like a little extra cash so we can go shopping.
I've never been mad about a little bit extra.
There's more things in this store that I can spend.
That's
Whether
right.
I go this way to buy hunting or I go that way to buy fishing. I'm going to find something, even if I'm just checking out buying candy on the way out.
That's going to get you on the way out, especially that Bass Pro Shops fudge. It's
or
hard
the
to walk
jerky.
out here. Or the jerky. Man, you can't get out of here without putting that in the cart.
A lot of good noms to get out of this.
Definitely. This is Bass Pro Shops is the #1 brand in the outdoor industry, in my opinion, and they have something in here for everybody. Whether you're not necessarily a fisherman or hunter, but you're just an outdoorsman, a hiker, a kayaker. Clothing. I mean, they have some awesome clothing brands. Footwear. They literally have anything for everybody. So it's an honor to be able to represent this brand. It's been a dream of mine since I was a little kid to be a part of this brand and to be able to wear it on my jersey is a true blessing.
That's awesome. And so many of these anglers we're going to see today here, the fans that are coming to the Tyler, Texas store, they're all going to benefit from all the efforts that the team here, the team at Tyler has done a great job. This store is immaculate. You look at everything that we're seeing here. We've got the aquarium behind us with a lot of different species of fish that we can enjoy here. I mean, they were peeking over our shoulder trying to find out what we were eating a while ago.
Yep, that's right. Yeah, it's a cool store here in Tyler. If you haven't been, I highly recommend. It's worth the drive.
Yeah, it is. I was very fortunate to be here for the grand opening and come here, and it's, you see people like, obviously, Johnny Morris, Jimmy Houston, Roland Martin was here, the Big Man was here, Clark Winlet was here, all of the fans. I've done a lot of grand openings, and it was one of the biggest, and the staff and the team here really care about them, and hopefully we'll see a lot of fishing fans come up and say hi to us this weekend. The kids will start weighing in at 10 o'clock. They're coming from Tyler and that lake out there, east and west Tyler. They've got a lot of different species they can fish for. They'll be putting on the scale. And I bet a lot of them are eating the Kona ice and everything else and all the candy we were talking about before.
Like we got Austin Hayden back.
Yep. Looks like they're still up there around the dam.
You know, it seems like no matter what lake you go to, there's always a population of fish around the dam.
I think that's a resident population of
For
fish
sure.
too. They don't leave that area. Whether it's riprap, an earthen dam, just concrete, you're gonna.
Hey guys, we had a technical problem with the camera. What happened while we were not transmitting?
And when the camera was down, we caught 2 good ones.
3 good ones, didn't we? I don't know if they got that other. We caught a 9, a 6, and a 5.
Wow.
Which really skyrocketed us up. We've still got 1 2-pounder in there, and we got right over 28. So we need one more like what we just caught, or one more 8 or 9, and we'll be sitting real pretty.
They are right on pace for that, you know, around high 50s, 60 pounds to win this thing. You know, they have already done their job on day 1. And like they just said, they still have 1 2-pounder, which is a lot of room to grow and sitting on 28 pounds. You know, 1 4-pounder puts them at 30.
7-pounder puts them up into the low 30s. Another one of those 9 or 10s.
Another one of those 9 or 10s, and they're upper 30 bag. And and they're well ahead of the curve if it's going to take about 60 pounds to win this thing.
You look at what potentially could happen, and this could happen to any team fishing the Texas Steam Trail. They've let's just say it right now. They've taken control of the Steam Trail.
We can't really do that because neither one of us are getting a bunch of money and sponsors.
And if they continue on that pace and put this together tomorrow, they could win 2. But they could win the tournament and the team of the year.
That's true. I didn't even think about that. You know, there's a potential that one team wins 2 boats when it's all said and done. And Austin Hayden have put themselves in contention to do that.
They definitely will have a chance, even if they can't get rid of that 2-pounder. But with this amount of time left, they've got well over 5 hours.
Yeah, it's only 8:45, and they fish till 2:30 or so. So they've got a lot of time to
They're
get
hunting
rid.
bigs.
Absolutely.
That's amazing.
And they're
what a great
around
day.
right now too. I know they caught that 9-pounder on the jerkbait. I'd like to know if they caught those other 2 big ones on a jerkbait as well, or if they rotated a few different baits in.
They've effectively made it really tough for the third place teams in that tie there to make up ground, because they're with that type of a bag that they already have for day 1. Just any kind of limit tomorrow is going to keep them in the mid 40s regardless. And that with the point differential that they have already separated, they've made this effectively a 2-team race unless something crazy happens. Now they've still got to make it to the weigh-in. They've still got things, there are things that could definitely happen, but they've done their job on the water in a short period of time.
Really have. And really in the matter of 30 minutes. Yeah. That's how quick it can change when it comes to bass fishing. Just like we were talking earlier, you can never get down and out on yourself. Maybe you lose a big one or so. You can't worry about that one, because in 30 minutes you can catch a 9, a 6, and a 5 and totally change your day. So it's always about keeping your head in this sport and worry about that next bite and not the bite that you missed.
Yeah. Well, what's funny is they caught those. We saw the 9. And then we took a break. I ate a donut and I ate a kolache. And next thing I know, they had caught a 5 and a 6-pounder just in the period of the time I ate a donut and a kolache. And I was hungry, so it didn't take me that long to eat that donut and that kolache.
Yeah, I saw you. You made slight work of that kolache.
So that's pretty, that tells you maintaining confidence that everything can turn around. The amount of time, like I said, little snack, little breakfast, and they've taken control.
Yep, that's it.
I still like how confident how odds were.
For sure. They still got a lot of time, and they've got one, tournament caliber fish in the box right now, and plenty of time to get 4 more. Like you said, they got a lot of confidence right now, and obviously they don't know what the other guys got, but they have confidence what it takes to come across those big fish like the other team did.
Yeah, that is true. They seem to be sticking to a plan of targeting around these outer edges, but occasionally slide in behind some of the deeper docks. And we've heard them talk about a couple of docks that they saw schools of fish on that they had confidence, and I bet they hit some of the key spots again and again.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially as the weather changes.
For sure. You know, and like Farming Live Scope has taught us now is we find these certain structures that have these bigger quality fish, whether it be a dock or a brush pile, and we know that fish is sitting there now because we can see it, and we're able to rotate through that same brush pile or dock or whatever the case may be multiple times throughout the day, because you never know when that fish might bite. You know, maybe it follows your bait, you know, 2 or 3 different times, and that 4th time that you come to her at the end of the day, it may be time for her. She's getting hungry, and you're going to be able to catch that fish. So, you know, that's one thing that I've really done more on tour is when I find some better quality fish, I rotate through that area multiple times throughout the day, because you never know when you may get that group fired up or that individual fish to bite. You know, you hit at the right time, be at the right place, right time. It's super key.
Get healthy fast.
Absolutely.
It's interesting to watch both teams, how they're working in tandem and doing different things, presenting different baits, trying to find. And that's really what I tell my wife all the time. I need more baits, more rods, more reels, because just that reason.
Yep.
And she comes back with she needs more shoes and more clothes and things along those lines. But the reality is we don't know what's going to trigger the bite. And so you do need a mix of things. And now guys have made a living with certain key baits and fishing till they got that. But one thing we're seeing in the world, I think more so now, is that diversity. Having different sizes of the same bait, having different rods to present it, gets different action.
Right.
And you're really seeing that right now.
Yeah, being versatile at certain times is key. You know, you can't get locked in on one thing.
Yeah.
You know, but there is times too when saying that you know, maybe you go to a lake where just that frog bite is on fire and like you need to throw
you
the
can
frog
lock that
all day.
in your hand.
You can, yeah. So you know, you just gotta play around with different
Live
techniques.
in the moment.
Yeah, for sure, absolutely. Live in the moment when it feels right. You know, go and fish that when it feels right. Pick up that certain rod and make the cast. So it's interesting to see. You know, it seems like maybe Austin and Hayden maybe locking in 2 or 3 different rods in their hand. They kind of dialed in, and you see Evan and Drake. I've seen them pick up multiple different baits: a big spoon, a glide, the koi key, big worms. So
it's going to be fun to see the weigh-in later on today. It always is to me.
Absolutely.
And it's interesting to listen to everybody come across the stage. I needed more wind. I needed less wind. I needed a bluebird day. I needed clouds. I wanted it to rain.
now we wouldn't make excuses, would we?
We wouldn't be fishermen.
Yeah,
right?
that's right. Yeah, we're pretty good at making excuses as fishermen.
5 guys in a row all got a different excuse. And I'm like, well, he
absolutely.
wanted rain.
Yeah,
and, he didn't
exactly.
want rain.
Yeah.
He wanted clouds. He wanted sun. So far, we've been able to dodge the heavy rain that's just west of Lake Palestine, where our teams are fishing right now. We've had some occasional showers, light rain, and hopefully the heavy stuff, especially stay off of East and West Lake Tyler, where the kids are fishing the future event. And I know their weigh-in starts here not too long from now, so we'll start to see a traffic coming through the store and a lot of people trolling in and out, and I can't wait to see some of those smiles. That's always fun to see those kids. They're happy to be here.
Absolutely, man. I can't wait to see those kids hold up some fish and and live that dream of walk up on a stage and hold a fish.
I had a couple of kids come by and just say, "Hey, do we get across the the stage and all that?" And I know Joey and his team will be out there. You know, big arms welcoming them, and got a lot of prizes for each one of them. I saw them getting fishing rods. They got gift cards. It's going to be a great weigh-in for the kids. And then the big show starts just after that, around 3 o'clock. The teams will be coming in. They're going to stage them out in the parking lot, transport them over in different trackers, get them all set up. They'll come through the weigh-ins, tell us how they caught them. We'll get some insight on that. You and I can talk about that more tomorrow. And at the end of the day tomorrow, somebody's walking away with a boat on both sides of this competition, our Progressive Angler of the Year and at our Texas Teen Terrell Championship.
This rod, dude. Right there. That's it. There was some bad weather coming in. Wind, which, honest to God, wind has kind of helped us.
Sounds like one of our teams is making a pretty long run. And so we're going to pick up the coverage with Hal and Wadsworth. Both teams may be making a move, looks like.
Yep, they're picking up the trolling motor, going to go find a new stretch, or maybe rotate through, something that they may have already hit. Like, maybe they go back to that brush pile where they had that 10-plus pounder, kind of follow their bait out.
You can go to us, Kevin, a little bit. We're going to have some fun, talk fishing with everybody. Justin, you had your breakthrough win this year at Lake Conroe. That was really cool to see. Great fishing. I know that meant a lot to you and the family. What does a win like this do for some of these anglers?
Man, the main thing is confidence. Mm-hmm. It lets you know that you can win out here against this group of guys, because it is a tough group. And that was the biggest thing for me, getting that win against those huge names, the Jacob Wheelers, the Skeet Rees, the Mark Davis, those guys that I grew up watching, and really looked at and dissected everything that they've done and utilized some of that to beat them, but to give myself the confidence that I can beat those guys was huge. And I've taken that, in my career since then with a lot more confidence when I go into these tournaments, knowing that I can beat these guys. I always thought that I was going to be a bridesmaid, never a bride, because I've had a lot of second places in my time, in Angler of the Years and in tournaments. But to finally get that win, it felt really good. It was big for my family. I was able to have my mom, my dad there, my wife, and my little girl. They were on the boat. They got to watch it go down, so that was super special to have them at Lake Conroe and to really pull it out in a kind of a photo finish matter. It was kind of between myself and one of my really, really good friends, Colby Miller. Mm-hmm. And we were first and second. And if you haven't watched that, you can go to the Major League Fishing and go and watch that archive final day at Conroe. But I caught a 1 pound, 10 ounce bass in the last minute and a half or so that give me the lead back. Because I had it for a while. Colby caught like a 210 or something. Took the lead in 2 minutes, and I caught a 110 to take the lead back and win the tournament. So, just everything, was meant to happen the way it was. Good Lord was looking out for me.
It's fishing to the last minute.
That's right.
Something like that. Maintaining positive. You've talked about it for the guys that were watching here, how fast that momentum can change. And, of course, I have a great seat in this industry. I get to watch a lot of that, and I enjoy it. I'm a fishing junkie. If I'm home, I have all the different DeVilles streaming. And yeah, there's certain lakes and certain anglers that I pull for more than others, but I love those stories like what you're sharing with the family was there and watching it, because I know how hard it is and how much the family sacrifices.
Absolutely.
In every one of them. It's you're on the road a lot. All the pro anglers are, and so when you see those stories come together, it really means a lot. And a lot of the anglers in this field, we've got guys that have almost won the Bassmasters Classic, several of them.
Absolutely.
We've had a lot of them that have fished the tour. We've got a lot of them that are college anglers that are trying to build a career. Absolutely. And that's the unique aspect of this event. It doesn't matter whether you're a guy that just has a small boat or a guy trying to turn it into this trail is designed for everybody to come fish and have a lot of fun and see how they can stack up, but also learn from other people out there.
Absolutely. This trail is a great stepping stone to maybe fuel the fire for some of these guys to try to take that next step. Maybe some of those guys have been worried, maybe I'm not ready to, maybe I'm kind of scared to make that jump to that professional side. And, a win in this tournament trail can really fuel that fire and bring those guys to the next level.
Well, and this is also a neat deal for the weekend angler, like we talk about. We've got people that are super at the social media that are fishing this. It's neat to watch what they try to do with it. Other guys that are just stoking that fire, that they love to compete.
For sure.
Past winners, Brian Schott, Jim Smith, They won our team of the year not long ago. Todd Castledine and Russell Cecil, they're up there in the hunt. They're always in the hunt in Texas.
Yes, they are.
They're really good. And so when you look at a lot of these guys that are fishing this and their finishes as you plan your 2027 schedule, because we're going to be announcing ours pretty soon. It's going to have some great new opportunities for anglers, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
Absolutely. There's going to be a lot of big fish caught next year, just like this year.
Yeah. These lakes are only getting better.
They are.
Let's see if we can't get back out, see if some of our teams have quit running to where they're going. I know they're both the teams we are covering live right now. We've got it looks like they're both still running. We've got basically 90 teams. We had 100 teams qualify for the championship, and that's the only way you can fish this event here on Palestine is earn your way into it. And, we've got about 90 teams right now that are out competing for the wide range of casting prizes. We're going to give away 2 fully rigged boats and as well as a lot of other casting prizes up and down the lineup. We're going to have some really neat times with our Horse Soldier team is going to be out here. Absolutely. Will Summers and his family promoting Horse Soldier bourbon. We've done the Live Legendary Series all year long. You had a chance to be a part of that. We had Clark Winlet, we had Rick Klein, we had Chris Aldane, and spend time with that guy, and it was really neat to watch everybody's engagement, and he's a unique guy.
He is. He's a great individual. Really done a lot for this country with that story. Yes. If you haven't read into that story or know much about Horse Soldier Bourbon, I highly recommend it, because if you're a true American patriot, it's a company that you want to support.
Yes.
That story in itself. They were the first boots on the ground to Afghanistan after 9/11. Him and his team. And they really were the first ones to really start that whole process and to able to bring it in.
Yeah, it's really neat. And they'll have a booth set up out here. You can come out and say hi to them today in the parking lot of the Tyler Bass Pro Shops. We were talking before about Garmin and the spy pole assets and anything else you want to learn about Garmin. We've got 2 really, Zach and Levi are both going to be here. They can share a lot of insight. It looks like both of our teams have got where they're going. It looks like one of them's trying to get a bottle of water there. I'm not really sure what's going on. And our other guys, Evan and Drake, they're starting to make their first cast. So hopefully we'll see some more bent rods pretty quick, and we'll be seeing culling now.
Yeah, that's right.
They've got, both teams have a limit.
Yeah, and typically, like Evan and Drake just pulled up on a spot. In my opinion, when you first pull up on, maybe they're pulling up on a specific structure. I don't know exactly, but if they just pulled up on a brush pile, that first, second, third cast is the most important. Mm-hmm. Especially with our Garmin live scopes now. Those fish you can make that perfect cast, and you're going to see those fish react. Yeah. So if they react and they don't bite, it's hard to make multiple casts and try to convince that fish. I'm a true believer that's your first cast. If that fish sees your bait and you see him react on live scope, he's going to bite it right then, or he's not going to bite it at all. Like I don't sit there and play with those fish a lot. Really try to make those fish bite. I would just rather rotate to new fish that hasn't seen my bait or haven't seen it, in a couple hours. I feel like that's a little bit more, productive of a day. Than trying to spend time making one individual fish bite.
Try to get him to fire. Looks like Austin Hayden are idling back into some docks as he goes. And I see Stewart over here. He's shaking something in his hand that might be something we need to get our hands on and talk about and share with everybody. If he'll give it up, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if he'll give it up.
He may not want to give that up. Hand that to me, Eric, if you don't mind.
It always sucks in practice.
Yeah, we always have a rough practice, and then it's just like the most fun, epic, action-packed, Except for normally we don't lose them like that, but.
Except for normally we only have 2 bass in our live well right now, but they both.
You want to show
Go ahead,
it?
Kevin. Just go real fast.
But just like
all right, well.
That's how
Look what I got here.
I'm not really sure if we're supposed to show that right now. I can't tell.
Oh,
Somebody was trying to take it away from you. Somebody
I don't know.
said
It's a little
no.
bit of confusion.
We got sass, but
No, I think we're good to go.
Okay. Yeah. This is, everybody's talking about the quickie style, and everybody's going to have their own different ones, but that one's going to be pretty unique to the family coming out.
Yep.
I'm taking that one home. You don't get that.
Come on, man. There's 4. We can split them up.
Well, that's fine. I'll take 2.
We'll
you
share. So this is the first look at the Bass Pro Shop XPS Urch X. This is going to be the XPS version of the urchin style bait that has taken the fishing industry by storm this year. I've got to play around with it a little bit already. Already caught fish on it, wow. And this is we're going to have 2 sizes. This is the bigger size, and this is the perfect size. This is what guys really want right here. We've already seen the urchin style baits on live already, and they're throwing the bigger rendition of the different urchin style baits. It seems like that bigger one is the way to go, and I look forward to this bait hitting stores for too long. So I can't wait to get them back to the house.
And it's going to be part of the XPS family.
Yep, this is going to be part of the XPS family. The Urch X is what we've named it. It's got awesome action. It's got a really durable material. You can rig it different ways.
Action.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you just barely shaking, all these tentacles start moving. So, we've seen these guys really start utilizing this bait in this tournament. When I was walking over here, I was like, I bet we see an urchin style bait on live just because of how powerful this bait has been already in tournaments throughout the season. So I'm glad we.
And it's not. This is the one thing I think a lot of people don't get. A lot of people are going to associate this with forward-facing sonar, but the reality is we've seen Chris Johnson just skipping around docks, opened up everybody's eyes a different way. Fishing around stumps, fishing it around docks, fishing around bridge pilings. This is just a blind casting bait as much as any. You can just tie this on to any pond you want to go fish. You can go fish in a tournament, and it's going to be successful. And that's one of the things I'm impressed about it, because I had the reputation when I was younger of being more of a power fisherman. As I've gotten older, I love to just shake a worm, take a nickel rig, drown a Cinco, and it's a very similar technique to this. You're popping it, you're putting slack in it, and it's shaking, wiggling. I mean, if I could dance like that, there'd been no telling what would have happened when I was in college.
No kidding. You might not have been a professional fisherman. You might have went a different route if you could dance like that.
Because those things have some shimmy and shake.
No kidding. Yeah. Feel that, but yeah, like you said, there's different ways to rig this thing, and it has more power than just with forward-facing sonar around docks like we've seen, in other tournaments. Fish it similar to a Cinco, in my opinion. It has a similar rate of fall. You can put different size weights, whether it's a nail weight or a drop shot weight, attach it to a hook. There's lots of different ways to figure it out, how to effectively get bit and to put fish in the boat with this thing. Awesome. So it is taking this industry by storm, and we continue to learn about it every day that we take it out.
Well, as I get 2, I'll give you the other 2.
Okay, sounds good. We'll split them up.
That'll be good. Well, it looks like both the teams are up, and kind of Austin and Hayden and Evan and Drake are trying to kind of move to different parts of the lake. They could be hitting some targeted places where they shook some fish off and different things along those lines, and hopefully we'll be able to maintain coverage with them. We're seeing some boats running around on the main lake. It's kind of like some of the guys are definitely changing locations and seeing what they're going to catch.
Guys are starting to run around now. Maybe they started on their starting holes and it didn't quite go the way that they wanted to, so now they're going to try to find the next best place, or maybe they made hay while the sun's shining at their morning spot. Now it's time to find the next one that's biting. So
we'll see if we can find out how many pounds Evan and Drake have in the live well now. We know Austin and Hayden have over 25. At least.
Yeah, I heard him say they have around 28, which is big, with a 2-pounder, so lots of room to grow. They just pulled up to a bridge. It seems like they're kind of targeting some man-made structure. They were fishing around the dam. Made some hay while the sun shined.
Yeah. They definitely made some hay. They had a great morning.
We didn't have a bite, and then we had 5 or 6 all right together. And now we're in another little lull, but we're throwing a big one, so. Yeah, the rain is an issue, but it's not near as big of an issue as the lightning. You can kind of hear the thunder start rolling right now, so I hope it doesn't just completely shut them down. I mean, they're not exactly the bodiest fish for us right now, but it could get a lot worse if that lightning starts coming. And there it is.
So one of our camera guys, John Doolan, just told us that
Doesn't look good. Looks like a golf course is
Austin
about to be on top of
he
us.
estimates have 29 pounds.
So I mean, it's moving quick.
And he's
That's a good
filmed
thing.
a lot of tournaments. He's a great judge of size of fish. So that's pretty interesting to see that number and his thoughts. He sent getting secret intel here. Look at this.
Inside information.
Yeah, some of the fish that he is showing that have been culled, and I don't think we can zoom in quite enough. We'll get Kevin. That looks like definitely pretty good
that was
upgrade
that 6-pounder
right
up
there. Yeah. So we're seeing they're definitely in a cull mode over there, and if 29 pounds, they're on pace for a 60 pounds during this tournament.
Absolutely.
And that literally, like we talked about earlier, for an opportunity to win the Progressive Team of the Year and the Texas Team Trail Championship, that is some unique company to be in. They went under a bridge, and that Starlink struggles when it goes under a bridge. So I can't. It looks like he may have tried to set the hook about the time the Starlink got under the. As great as technology is, sometimes you do have some issues with it. So Evan and Drake are on the run. I expected to see a lot of this talking to the teams. They were going to cover a lot of water.
For sure. Yeah, typical post-spawn, fish are sitting on individual structures, not like in the pre-spawn where these fish are floating around chasing bait. Yeah. This is more fish are on structure, fish are on the bottom, and you can, kind of pick and choose where you want to be at certain times and target more individual fish or individual groups of fish and not necessarily, pull into a cove and just troll down the middle looking for that group of fish on bait. This is a pull up to a waypoint, make some cast. If you don't catch one, pick the trolling motor up and roll to the next one.
They're already shutting. Evan and Drake are shutting down again, and
definitely seems like the case. They're just running waypoints right now where they've marked fish in practice on certain stuff, and just trying to make things happen because you never know when you pull up to that next waypoint and catch a 9-pounder.
see if you can get them.
Crappie pile. Did you hit it?
I don't think so. Neither one of us did. I got it. Is that a big one on top of it?
We did start seeing a couple roamers around here.
God. think my worm is shot. She's holding on.
Huh?
So she's holding on.
Come on, baby.
She'll be able to. A little left of it. See, is that a thermocline?
Kind of looks like it. You know, you need the sun to burn the thermocline off.
Is that a shampoo? Or a brush file?
There's a mega doozy sitting inside of it, I think.
Big old catfish.
Probably so. Dude, they're just not in the piles.
Right, brush file.
It's not doing us no good right now.
No, sir.
Did I hit that one? There's a giant in it. I missed the damn pile. Are you in it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
She have it?
No. I hit her with it. Well, on the way down, I felt it go doom. That was a big one.
That should.
What's going on here? Drove my worm off the side. He sees that up. Somebody had lost that sucker off. It looks like a gas station. What? Not a big toll, but a toll nonetheless. I'm going to help us out by about 2 ounces. Purple's next to Doug. I thought that was going to be a big one the way it did.
Did you look at them other fish?
Yeah. Did you get that bag out and put it somewhere? Or do you leave it in here?
What bag? No, I left it back there.
One more, boss. I'm out. Let's make a run.
He headed back to the goat lake. So we'd be headed back to the goat lake to go get some.
Doubt they got them either with what's going on over there right now.
Yeah, probably not.
Kevin, you still on there?
They're all carp.
Let me test it. Where do I need to be? On that tree.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's that creek channel deal I was telling you about.
There's any blue gigabeds up there on it?
Might be.
That one was right where it should have been. On that deal, when they first dragged, there's probably more there too. Got trashed.
For real?
Trash. You get him?
No.
I mean, it hit the bottom. It was like. I couldn't. I mean, that was a far cast.
There's my tree.
Might be tough. It'll be out of it.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about this bait.
Oh.
It's my last one.
Well, bite him off till you can't bite him off no more.
Please morph.
She got on it for a second.
Yeah, she did.
And I couldn't see it. It was right there in the tree.
They just have to let it sit there. Make you pitch old Big Bluey off in there. You got her.
Nope.
She didn't eat it?
She knocked the shit out of it. Like knocked like cuckoo.
If after that, I'm gonna post in there. They're biting this thing.
Throw him in there. I don't think they were super big ones.
I don't know. I miss. Come on, look before I go in there. So we'll look at the left. My spot's looking at. Little cold. Might be kitties.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a kitty cat. That's that 847 I was talking about.
I had her. I had her.
You did. What the heck?
I don't know. I touched her for like a second. She might eat again.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, she ate it a long time ago. I was wondering when you were going to get her. You going to get him? I threw a minnow at her. Ah, yeah, she's going to the bottom. Yep, come on, baby. A little hotter, huh? Oh, Mitchell.
I still ain't touched her with it.
If she don't, pretty quick. There we go. Great. You know she's all that.
Hang on. Dang it. Yeah. She's right here. She's like right there.
She ain't gonna go on nothing but something moving. What is that? Surely not. Right? I mean, it kind of looks like one.
I touched for a second.
About that one up there. Nobody knows for you.
How did I not see those? We'll come back past them.
Welcome back, everyone. We're here in the Tyler Bass Pro Shops. Got Justin Cooper with me. We've had a great morning so far, watching a lot of big fish being caught. Rose and Marshall, our second place team in the Progressive Team of the Year standings, they put on a show. Al and Wadsworth, they've got a good solid limit, so they can cull up. A lot of room to make, make space. And we don't know about the rest of the field. It's going to be an exciting weigh-in a little bit. Looks like we just had a swing and a miss here, and there's a lot of time left.
Absolutely. You know, it's only 9:30 right now. These guys still have 5 hours or so to get the job done. But Austin Hayden, it seems like they're sitting around 30 pounds right now already. While we were on that break, they made another cull. Looked like they got rid of that 2-pounder with maybe a 3.5 or so. So they should be sitting around that 30-pound mark, and you know, definitely probably what they were hoping to be around that dirty 30 as a tournament angler. That dirty 30, that's something that we strive for. That's a big accomplishment.
It is.
You know, used to, if you had over 20 pounds, that felt like something. Now it seems like you got to have 30 pounds, you know, to compete anymore against this group of guys. So they've done their job, and Evan and Drake, they still have a lot of room to grow. They're starting to move around more, starting to rotate through different areas where they found some fish in practice. So it's going to be exciting. If you're in the area, I highly recommend coming to the Bass Pro Shops, Tyler. Come to the weigh-in starting around 3 o'clock. There's going to be a lot of big fish brought in. We've seen a 9-pounder caught already. I don't think that's going to be big bass, though. I think there's going to be one a little bit bigger we're going to see come across that stage. So
Good chance to see a 10-pounder this way in. I think, and there's so many teams, we don't really know how they're doing. We are seeing some movement around of a lot of boats. Our camera teams, social teams are sending in pictures across the board from a lot of the different things we've seen. A lot of photos of some of the fish being culled. We've seen, you know, we've got some up on the screen right now. That's a big cull right there from Austin and Hayden earlier.
Yep, that looks like one of those 6-pounders. Yeah. There's a 5-pounder that we didn't get to see when their camera was down, but that went along with that 9-pounder that they caught. So that's awesome right there.
Yeah, that's some of our other teams. We're seeing our photos coming in. That looks like another one over 5 or right at it. And I think that's what we're going to see a lot of based on the comments we had last night at the Angler Appreciation Dinner and the sponsor banquet we had here inside the store. Anticipations were going to be 30 pounds a day, right in the upper 50s to win this, and a lot of 20-pound. My question is, can it hold up 2 days in a row?
For sure. Yeah, that's always the question with a two-day tournament on a lake of this size and a field of this size is, will we see back-to-back 30-pound days win this, or will somebody have a 35 and a low 20s? Yeah. You know, it's hard to be consistent sometimes with a lake like this because it probably does not respond to pressure and nearly as good as, you know, bigger lakes, Rayburn, Toledo, that type deal. So to be able to be consistent is huge when it comes to a multi-day tournament, and the guys that are able to be, you know, the most consistent, bringing the biggest bags, you're going to take that boat home at the end of this deal.
Yeah, we're also, looks like we're getting ready to have some pretty good weather. Wherever Evan and Drake are, the background looks really dark. We're hearing from the camera guy out there, it's about to unleash. Gentry's probably dressing into his rain gear right now, got his rubber boots on. But then you go to the other side of the lake, it looks very clear where Austin and Hayden is weather-wise. And all week long, we've had spotty showers in the area. That's the forecast today. But it looks like this afternoon it's going to clear out, which is going to be great for our Future Legends kids weigh in, starting shortly in the big Fan Fest, as well as our weigh in here.
Yeah, I can't wait to see those kids bring some panfish, some bass, some catfish across stage. That's going to be an awesome deal.
It is. They're fishing on East and West Lake Tyler right now, and it's our Future Legends, the team here at Bass Pro, and Johnny Morris all the way down there. It's all about conservation. It's all about the youth. Everybody having a great day getting out and go fishing, and that's important to remember. We're fishing for a lot of money and a lot of boats out there. But every one of these anglers started out probably watching a red and white bobber in a night crawler at one time or another.
No doubt.
It is a distinct difference in the weather background right now.
Yeah, it is. Like he's got that jerk bait, targeting individual fish, like he caught that 9-pounder.
It was interesting. A lot of great action, all about an hour period there, where both teams were catching some of their better fish.
There was definitely a feeding window that opened right there, and both teams, you know, took advantage of that window. Obviously, Austin and Hayden had a couple more better quality fish than Evan and Drake did, but there's going to be another window today where these fish are going to bite, and you're going to see these guys start reeling in again.
Yeah. The doors have opened here at the Tyler Bass Pro. We're starting to see some of the fishing fans come in, people that are shopping, picking up all kinds of goodies. A lot of hunting. This store is so well organized, and it offers a lot of different things for people, whether you're a bass fisherman or you're trying to get some clothing or you're gearing up for hunting season. Yep. A lot of the assets are around here. Boats, there's a lot of boats for sale, whether you're looking for an aluminum boat or a fully rigged bass boat like you and I run, and it's an exciting place. And we're seeing some of the kids out on the Lake Tyler now.
That's fun.
That's cool. They
got the Bass Pro Shops aerated bait bucket right there, keeping their minnows or the fish that they catch alive to bring in. So that's pretty awesome to see.
Nice little bank fishing setup right
nothing
there.
Nothing wrong with that. I love a good little bank fishing setup.
I do too.
I love going back to the old family pond where I grew up fishing and going to reel a few in. You know, especially after a bad tournament. You know, you're like, man, I don't know. maybe I can't catch a fish. You go to that pond, you know you're going to catch something, get that confidence back up, you know?
There's nothing wrong with putting a red and white bobber out. It's the
Absolutely
greatest
not.
video game that was ever created. You throw that bobber on with some kind of bait out there, and you see that little bob. You see those little ripples. It moves a little bit, and then it goes under.
Shoots under so fast.
You can be 99 or 9 months, and you're going to giggle.
Exactly.
It is awesome.
Now the adult version of that is frog fishing or a buzzbait or something, right? You know,
That's right.
That visual strike.
Visual strike. It is a lot of fun. I think this is that time of the day. We are seeing a lot of movement going on by them. I can't tell if Austin and Hayden are putting on rain gear or they're putting their life jackets on. It looks like rain gear.
Rain gear, yep. Looks like it's sprinkling in the background there,
Yeah.
so it must be getting close to them.
And remember, tomorrow we will be live again. You can keep up with all of the action. We'll be right here on all the social pages for the Texas Team Trail. You can give us a follow, our YouTube page. You can go to the website, texasteamtrail.com. You're going to be able to look at all the results. We'll have the results posted there. You'll be able to see the live weigh-in. We will do the weigh-in live from the parking lot. You'll be able to watch these fish come across the stage. For those of you that aren't locally here in the Tyler area, that can come out and join us, and you'll be able to make comments when somebody holds up a big one and congratulate everybody. We'll run this back tomorrow, and we will be live. You and I will be here again in the morning. And we will also do the live weigh-in. We will crown our Progressive Team of the Year winner. We will crown the winner of the Texas Team Trail and give away a couple of boats, a lot of prizes. And from a contingency standpoint, some of the guys that run a Ranger, a Nitro, or a Triton are going to pick up extra money.
A little extra money never hurt, you know.
There.
It pays to run that Ranger, you know.
It does.
I've like that Conroe win. I picked up a pretty good little bonus checks from Ranger Cup just for being in a Ranger. So, you know, it all just comes. What goes around comes around. You run a great boat brand, and they support you. Support them, they'll support you. You know, with different contingency programs, and obviously Texas Team Trail has one of the best contingency programs across the Team Trail organizations across the country. You know, along with Garmin and other great companies.
Yeah, Ranger has been a partner in this trail since the beginning. And it's great to welcome Nitro and Triton to the family. And we see a lot of boats from all of those. And this trail is open to any boat owner. Yep. But those that are running the right things, they definitely put a little cha-ching in their pocket.
That's right. And if you plan on fishing Texas Team Trail, you know, that kind of comes into your decision making when you start thinking about what next boat brand you're going to run, you know, if you're going to get serious and run this type of stuff. So, and you know, the Ranger Cup, it's more than just Texas Team Trail or the, you know, Major League Fishing Bass Pro Tour. They have a lot of tournament organizations that they work with, and you're able to, you know, be awarded contingency money, you know, through different organizations just by winning or being the highest place finisher. I picked up a little Ranger Cup check this year on the Bass Pro Tour by being the highest finisher Ranger boat owner in the tournament.
Same thing's going to happen.
Yeah,
here.
Exactly.
Same thing's going to happen.
You don't have to win to pick up that extra check.
Winning's hard.
It is.
It's winning your club tournament with 5 boats is hard. But, you know, and that's why Ranger and Nitro and Triton recognize that, and they want to reward their owners of their boats, regardless if you're in college or you're fishing at the pro level.
Absolutely. It's getting pretty dark around there, around Evan and Drake right there, ain't it? Yeah. Looks like it's coming down now. And it's got the Austin, Hayden. Looks like they're making some casts up on the bank around some laydowns I see in front of them.
Yeah. Both teams started fairly shallow targeting stuff like that. You know.
Austin Hayden's looking for that big individual fish that's maybe up there looking for, you know, feed up on a big bluegill or something around those laydowns. You know, that's a great way to get up there, catch a bunch of fish, but also catch a big one. You know, pick up a jig like these guys are right now, or a big worm, flip around those laydowns. You know, hey, it's starting to sprinkle. I'd
Yeah.
like to see a buzzbait get
Yes.
thrown around right
Yeah.
now. It feels like buzzbait weather
It
out there
does.
to pick up
It
a
does.
top water and roll around those laydowns. That'd be another good way to get a big blow up.
And those big ones will eat that buzzbait this time of the day.
Yes, they will.
They sure will. I like to fish in this kind of weather. I always
too.
have. I like that cloudy,
Yep.
a little bit of rain. As long as it's not lightning,
For sure.
I'm all about this kind of
Me
condition.
too. I'd rather this right here over that bluebird, high pressure, no wind kind of day.
I've always said a good day for a picnic when that high pressure, blue, high sky. That's when I'm going to go mow the yard. I'm going
That's
to take
right.
the wife's honeydew. You know, when I get a rainy day like this, I'm going fishing.
That's right.
Usually, when you put your rain jacket on, it quits raining.
That's
You
true.
know, I mean, I'm kind of
I've had that happen a lot.
Yeah. You dig it out of the one of your big Ranger storage boxes. You put it on. It takes you about 5 minutes to get
Yep.
dressed, and then it quits in about a minute later.
And then as soon as you take it off, it's going to start again. So you want to keep it on.
These guys are going to power through it. I mean, the weather conditions are really perfect for fishing, and these guys are, they've got the right kind of clothing, they have the right kind of gear.
Sure.
I think they'll keep on chunking and winding.
Yep.
You can tell both teams are a little thinking a bit, though. You can see
For
them kind of
sure.
wandering around the boat. What's
Yep.
our next move? Not confident as they were earlier.
Starting to pick up different lures more frequently than keeping the same rod in their hand. Hands in the pocket, out of the pocket. You can
Yeah.
tell they're starting to get a little bit more, not agitated, but just getting concerned about how
Yeah.
the day is going.
So for those of you at home that are in this Tyler area, like I said, we're going to have a lot of great activations going on here with the fan fish both today and tomorrow. A lot of good sales that are always going on inside the store. A lot of gear that you can pick up. Hope to see everybody out here. And if you're, thinking about the Texas Team Trail for 2027, be looking for our schedule launch coming out very soon. There'll be some great launches. We'll be announcing a lot of programs. One thing that we've really kind of instituted in the last couple of years, if you buy a new boat, a brand new boat from a Ranger Nitro or a Triton deal, we're going to give you free entries to fish the Texas Team
That's
Trail.
awesome.
So if you're kind of on the fence and thinking of where you want to fish, what boat you want to buy, definitely keep that in mind, because those Ranger Cup opportunities that we talked about a while ago, the Nitro program, the Triton program, those contingency programs, then you get free. There's just a lot of reasons to be in the right kind of boat.
I agree 100%.
And like I said, we don't turn down the other boat brands. We want everybody to come fishing.
Yeah,
we love
absolutely.
fishermen, but we just like those a little bit better, right?
For sure. We are a little partial.
We are a little partial. We like to create opportunities.
Yep.
That's the neat thing. We want to reward those guys that are really loyal.
I keep looking behind me at these
That's-
big ones
that's
swimming
a lot of
behind me. I'm like, man, I'd like
Yeah.
to make a cast in this tank right here,
Yeah, you come in.
Coming and looking at me, teasing me.
There's
This is
several
fun
of them.
right here.
This is,
doing live with
we're
you.
hooked up.
There we go.
We haven't seen a lot of fish in the last hour.
No. We hit that one window where it was every time we looked up, they were reeling in one.
We were eating a kolache and a donut, and they were both flipping 8-pounders, it seemed like.
I believe that was another urchin style
Possible to scope in the
bait
rain,
fish.
but
Yeah. Such a unique bait, so many different ways to it. My wife says it's a cat toy.
Yeah.
You know, you
I
can throw it out
guarantee
there
it.
and the cats can play with it. So, I think it's going to have multitude of usages around the house. Good reason to buy it. You
There you
can
go.
entertain the pets and you can catch fish.
There you go.
212. Another one we do not need to bring.
It's all 3-pounder.
I mean, how do you do it? Yeah. Dyslexic.
He forgot which one he's supposed to call there. I've done that plenty of times.
I've done that a lot. I had a buddy I fished team tournaments with. He didn't trust me to call a long time. I was like, dude, if we're bringing this fish to, we
Yeah.
don't need to worry about it anyway. Yeah, that's a definite upgrade.
Yeah, for sure.
That's the one.
You heard him make the comment, though, that that's one that
He
they don't
did,
need to bring
though.
away. And even though it looked like, you know,
Just
about
put
a
a
3
rag
pound
whenever
fish.
you
pull
come up
tags
here?
on the wrong fish. Now I got to figure out which one's which. This one's supposed to be blue.
But the standings can easily flip-flop. You know, I think in the Progressive Team of the Year race, we definitely, it's
Now we're good.
going to be between two teams at this
11
point, based
pounds
on
on
how far
4.
behind our teams that were tied for third.
Not gonna cut it.
Right now, Evan and Drake are sliding down to second, and Austin and Hayden are going to move up to first. But they have a 30, Evan and Drake catch 30 pounds tomorrow, and
Exactly.
Austin and
it-
Hayden
like,
catch
it-
15, which can easily
Exactly.
happen.
Yep, it's a 2-day tournament. It's not a 1-day deal. So, you know, they may have, like you said, 30 today and Evan and Drake 15 today, and they could flip-flop tomorrow, and it could be a shootout. You know,
Yes.
it can literally be separated by, you know, one place. You know, if they beat each other by one place, could be the difference maker.
Unlike a lot of lakes in the nation, you're one cast away from a 10-plus in East Texas.
Yep.
And that's a game changer
It is.
for Evan and Drake. You take that 2-pounder in there and you drop in 8 extra pounds, 10.
Yep.
You know, the standings automatically flip-flop, and there's so much time. It's going to be hard for Austin and Hayden to really add a lot of weight because they've got giants in the live
For sure.
right now. You know, 30-plus pounds for a 5-fish limit.
Yep.
That's something to be proud of.
Yeah, they're looking for, you know, that 7-8 pound class fish
Yeah.
to try to really cull up a couple more pounds and, you know, get to that mid-30s mark, which would be huge. That'd put them well ahead of the curve, potentially leading the tournament going into day 2. Leading
They've
team of the
certainly
year.
taken care of business.
Yes, they have, and it's been
Taken
fun to
care of
watch.
business. It has been phenomenal. Nice shot of our cameraman's shoes.
Yeah.
We're seeing Austin and Hayden. They're getting ready to run to another spot. Yeah, we're seeing a lot of that right now. Guys, like as you were saying, moving to find that one spot.
Yep. Looking for that next big bite.
6 out of there. And 5.
Yeah, we definitely have an urchin tied on.
It seems like every time we go to Evan and Dre, one of them has that rod in their hand. You know, the other one has a big worm or a jig. But that's I think the 3 baits we've seen the most out of those guys.
We've seen that dock before.
Yeah.
That was a dock they were targeting, if I remember right, a big fish. A couple of them came out.
Yep.
He caught a small one off of it earlier, and either somewhere right in here, they felt like they saw one about 10.
Yep.
I think that dock, he said they had one about 6.
I believe you're right, yeah. So they're starting to rotate back through some stuff, which is exactly what I would do. You know, knowing that the quality fish that you need to win this tournament, to win Team of the Year, is on that dock. You absolutely want to make multiple trips to that structure to try to get those fish to bite. Because with your Garmin live scope, we know that fish is there. We you know, these guys are obviously good enough that they can tell size. You know, between a 2-pounder, a 3-pounder, and a you know, a 5 or a 6, which is huge. You know, because obviously a 2 or a 3-pounder really isn't going to do these guys anything. They're looking for that 5+ pound quality fish. So they're going to rotate through these areas where they know these better fish are biting or that they're setting up and hoping that they're going to bite. It's awesome to see, you know, as we're sitting here watching these guys fish, we're all the great fans of the sport. We got kids coming around in the Bass Pro here, coming to check out the tank. Oh, he's okay. Let him come check out the fish. He's fine. He's all good.
He's climbing up there.
There you
now.
go.
He's like, those are impressive.
Yeah.
He's having a good time.
Yeah, it's awesome seeing.
Can you
these
catch
kids.
one that big? No. Have you caught one that big?
No.
Not that big yet? How big? What's the biggest one you've caught? He's a smart kid. He wants to go right to the fish.
Yeah, that's right.
I'd have been
Absolutely.
that same kid.
No doubt.
I'd been that
No,
same
This
kid.
is awesome.
Yeah, for sure.
This is the future of the sport right here. This is great.
Absolutely. Yeah, we had a good. Do what? I think that's his brother coming up to join him too. They're having a lot of fun. They're having a lot of fun.
I can remember being their age, coming to do the exact same thing when we come to Bass Pro. Go straight to the tank, look at these big fish, those big largemouth in here. Pretty awesome deal.
It's one of the many draws when you go to a Bass Pro Shops.
Absolutely.
Or a Cabela store across the nation. You're going to go in, and a lot of them have. The cool thing about all these Texas stores is they've got a lot of history to them tied to that specific area.
Yep.
You look above us here, you see all the fish, and they're all native to here. And when you walk around the store, you have an experience when you come here. So it's not always about just going shopping. It's about seeing what's in that area.
Yep, seeing all the cool design work that and the detail. That was one thing while we were on break. Up above us, when you come to this Tyler store, you obviously you come and you see the tank because it's eye level. But when you get here, look up, and you will see the detail that they have above us. With you're looking up basically like you're on the bottom of the lake, and you got the surface of the lake above you. You got
Minnow
the bottom
buckets,
of the boat.
lily pads.
Yep, we got a big bass hooked up on an old school devil's horse. Bottom of lily pads. Cool. It's awesome that the detail that they think about to create the whole experience, like you were talking about when you come to a Bass Pro Shops. It's not just about the merchandise and the shopping around. It's a true sight to see. And if you never been to the mothership, the Springfield Bass Pro Shops. That takes a day just to go around there.
And then you got to go to Wonders of Wildlife.
You got to go to Wonders of Wildlife when you go up there and check out the aquarium. We were just named #1 aquarium in the country.
I don't even know how many years in a row. It's a bump.
I've lost count.
I'm running and there's a reason why. It is a great experience.
Absolutely. Yep, it's an awesome deal. If you haven't been up there to Springfield and check out Wonders of Wildlife, Bass Pro Shops, I highly recommend it. It's a great deal to take your family to.
Absolutely. Well, it won't be much longer. We're going to wrap up our day one live on the water coverage. And the time I spent with you, it's been great. Always fun to hang out. We've got a lot of like and shared passions. That's the great thing about fishing and hunting. You get around a lot of the same people. And so remember, if you're in the Tyler area, we're going to have a weigh-in of the Futures Legends event where all the kids are going to be coming. They're going to be coming through. They've been fishing East and West Tyler. Got a lot of prizes for them. Your kids can come out and engage with them. I'm looking forward to talking to them. And then we're going to have some food trucks. We've got some interactive displays. We got the NASCAR out there. And obviously all the things going on inside the store that you can gear up with. Then we're going to go live from the weigh-in, which will probably kick off 2:45 to 3 o'clock. You'll be able to watch it on all the social channels for Texas Steam Trail, as well as the website. And the website will have results. We'll have all the data. There's just so many things going on. I can't even keep up with all of them. But you can go to TexasTeamTrail.com for all that and keep up with everything. And then tomorrow, we got a shootout coming.
We are. We're going to be live here again in the morning with our top, leading team after today, which is going to could be Austin. Hayden, they're working on having a camera 2 days in a row, so that'll be exciting to see. And we'll see. We're going to see some really big fish on live tomorrow.
We are. We're going to be able to bring some of the baits, some of the assets and we're going to learn a lot more with the key areas where people caught them. We'll be able to share some of that. We'll be able to show you some of the different baits that everybody's caught them on, and so we'll have a lot of fun with that.
Yep, it's going to be a great time. It's been awesome to share this table with you here on live and watch these guys.
Congratulations on the newborn. Congratulations on the win. You've had a great year.
Thank you.
You've had a great year. We'll see y'all tomorrow, or we'll see you at the weigh-in, whichever one.
Hope to see you there.
Come say hi.
Happy memories just come easier on the water. Our founder, Johnny Morris, and his dad knew this firsthand. They created a boat that was more affordable. Tracker, the world's #1 best-selling fishing and pontoon boats powered by Mercury. Proudly built in Missouri and sold factory direct at Bass Pro Shops and select dealers. For as little as $5 a day, you can own a brand new Tracker and make lifelong memories of your own. Bass Pro Shops, voted America's best outdoor retailer. Save even more and support conservation when you join the club.
When there's miles of water in front of you and hundreds of feet below, you need a boat with the chops to dominate, no matter the conditions. With the strength and technology to overcome the elements and the competition. Ranger boats, still building legends, one at a time.
Okay, now that you've bundled your boat and RV with your home and auto, you're ready to hit the open road.
Ooh, or set sail on your next adventure.
Tomato, tomato. And because you save time and money, you could just go where the road takes you.
Ooh, nothing but smooth sailing.
Don't throw out the baby with the bathwater.
Jamie.
Stop.
Okay, looks like we're in ship shape. Yarr, shiver me timbers.
That's an impression of a pirate.
Boat.
Nitro, a rush of tournament adrenaline. Nitro, the choice of champion, where performance meets play. Nitro, a big water beast, a pure fishing machine. Nitro, release the champion within.
We do the impossible. Take off like a rocket. Fly across water. We hunt monsters, armed with only rod and reel. We stay silent as a ghost. And outduel the others, be they fish or foe. We chase the extraordinary. And that is why Mercury means more.
She grew up fast. Will she remember these times and continue the tradition? You better believe it. Tell a new fish story with Garmin.
Happy memories just come easier on the water. Our founder, Johnny Morris, and his dad knew this firsthand. They created a boat that was more affordable. Tracker, the world's #1 best-selling fishing and pontoon boats powered by Mercury. Proudly built in Missouri and sold factory direct at Bass Pro Shops and select dealers. For as little as $5 a day, you can own a brand new Tracker and make lifelong memories of your own. Bass Pro Shops, voted America's best outdoor retailer. Save even more and support conservation when you join the club.
When there's miles of water in front of you and hundreds of feet below, you need a boat with the chops to dominate, no matter the conditions. With the strength and technology to overcome the elements and the competition. Ranger boats, still building legends, one at a time.
Okay, now that you've bundled your boat and RV with your home and auto, you're ready to hit the open road.
Ooh, or set sail on your next adventure.
Tomato, tomato. And because you save time and money, you could just go where the road takes you.
Ooh, nothing but smooth sailing.
Don't throw out the baby with the bathwater.
Jamie.
Stop.
Okay, looks like we're in ship shape. Yarr, shiver me timbers.
That's an impression of a pirate.
Boat.